It's happening. Listen, before this episode starts, we just thought we'd make a little clip to let you know that anyone who doesn't know, we now have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/another one podcast. And there's like a few different tiers on there. And we can go and get where you can sign up to us. And it helps us make this podcast. Helps us us pay for the podcast. Helps us make it better. Helps us improve and put more content out. We've got big plans for things we want to do. Haven't we? Since
Yes, we have. We've got big plans. We have got big plans.
Yes, Rob. Yes.
No, we have got big plans, and without anyone signing to the Patreon, this will die.
Yeah.
This will go away eventually, because if we can't make it work financially, we can't keep doing it, can we?
No, we can't just keep throwing fucking...
No, and we've got Aftermill to buy, and that fucking costs
We've got kids to pay for. Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest, if I can't provide, I'll leave.
Yeah.
So...
And we already know.
You don't want to make an orphan.
We already know how it's going, don't we? So we needed to be giving us something back.
Yeah, please.
Because we're bleeding here.
My kids are begging. My kids begging.
So sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/another one podcast.
That's it. There's 3 different tiers, loads of different prices.
Pick one.
Help
sign
us.
Up. You won't even notice it going out your bank. It's a couple of quid.
Less than a Tesco meal deal. Or, well, maybe more than a Tesco meal deal.
You'd buy a starving man a meal deal, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I'm starving. That's what we are. Look at me.
Look at him. Do you think that? Do you think this?
Help.
Another one.
It's happening.
Hi everyone, welcome to Another One podcast with me, Simon Wozniak, Rob Thomas.
Hello. I just already said that.
And we've got returning for his hat-trick ball.
Have we started?
Yes. Yeah, we're going.
Returning for your hat-trick ball.
You know, that's how we were.
Allan Finnegan.
Yeah.
And joining Allan is hat-trick again. Yeah?
Twice.
No, twice. Number 2.
This is second. I thought he'd been...
No, once.
Jamie Sutherland.
Hello.
So excited to be here, gents.
So, suited and booted.
Yeah.
What's the score?
Well, that's because there's a complaint, isn't it, from last time?
What, from
Massive
us?
complaint.
That it?
Or from audience members?
Hey, no, there's 2 reasons.
Right.
One, in case there's a last-minute dinner comes in.
So if you see Jamie run off at any point.
Sleeping with the sword.
On the last episode, which was an hour and a half long, I didn't appear on anything. I was invisible. So I thought, right, if I put my suit on, I've got to feature at some point, even if somebody says, what's that knobhead wearing, right?
Do you mean in the clip?
Fucking hell.
Hey, listen, don't send me an email going, who wants to be in our show, 15,000 views a week, and I don't feature on any of them clips. So,
Who are you on with?
You 2.
And who else?
Sam Ireland.
Right, yeah, well...
You did feature.
Sam's got... You think we've done a Banks? We've done stuff about Banks?
I think my laughter showed at one of Sam's funny lines.
Oh, so you didn't feature in a funny clip?
No, it didn't.
That's not on us, Jamie.
Yeah,
no, you was. You were in a banking one. You was.
Who's gonna? No one's laughing at banking.
They got bored during a 30-second clip.
Anyway, I've wore this suit and I went to Spa before I come. Some lad said, "Where you going, Rupert?"
Look at him, he's come with jokes now. Trying to grab the doing
Yeah.
checking his arm and all that for his notes.
4 minutes in, we've not moved on from my suit yet.
Right, I want to know. It's 2 questions for both of you.
Yeah.
Then we can call it quits after 10 minutes. How many Christmas dinners are you going to have in December?
In December?
Yeah.
So far, I've had, I would say, 15.
Wow.
Because it starts the last week in November.
Right, so you've had 15 since the end of November.
Yeah, because on Fridays, it's always 2. Because I'll do a lunch and an evening event. Wow. So every Friday is 2.
Have you got a tally chart of what's the most you've had in a month?
No, but we do.
The most Christmas dinners you've ever had?
The lads who do the dinner circuit, and ladies.
Is the ladies on it now?
No, but I have to say that. Well, actually, Pauline Daniels was with last week. So we shared it into a fella called Gary Marshall, and then we put it on Twitter, and we score all the different places.
Oh,
the dinners. I was going to ask you that.
Some
Who's
of
got
them
the
are
best dinner?
shocking.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of them are just so bad.
Yeah.
What's the best and worst?
The best last year was Cleckheaton Rugby Club. Ooh. I know, on a Saturday afternoon pre-match, turkey and tinsel, they call it. And all it is like volunteers that you could see in the corner, like someone's nan and that.
Yeah.
With proper big chunks of turkey, loads of gravy, not messing around. Whereas when you go to the more exclusive hotels,
they'll start rationing.
They start having a budget and all that sort of stuff. You get 1 pig's in blanket. That's
just insulting, that.
I know.
It's not even pigs, is it? It's
one pig in a blanket.
Yeah, a pig in a blanket.
Yeah.
We've all had one.
Whereas you go to rough and ready type place, just for a bonus, they'll throw on a Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
Don't even go with turkey.
So is Yorkshire pudding not a guarantee?
No, mate. I've not had a Yorkshire pudding yet this Christmas.
You're messing.
No.
Times are hard.
I'm not.
I couldn't. Oh.
Yorkshire puddings have got to be cheap, haven't they? To make.
Yeah.
You'd imagine they
You get like
put
12
a
of them for
massive
quid,
one on your
can't
plate,
you?
because then it covers the plate, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Left
that would
room
be
for
a
stuff.
good
Have the
idea.
dinner in the Yorkshire
But
pud.
does it go on a Christmas?
Well,
Yeah.
actually, you've just brought up a memory from when I was in my early 20s, and you've just crossed it with you there, because that is actually a thing. There was a place in Benidorm, and you got your Sunday roast dinner. It's called Yorkie Bar.
Yeah.
Yorkie Bar, right? And it was a 10-inch Yorkshire pudding,
Oh, yeah.
and in the Yorkshire pudding, they put the contents of your roast
It's in
dinner.
it.
You get them in them wraps that you usually
Yeah, I
have
had,
to
one, I had one of them yesterday. Yorkshire pudding wrap, yeah.
That's nice.
Just give you...
Made
it
me
is nice,
sick.
like, yeah. It's lovely. The roasties weren't great, though, so it ruined it a little bit.
That made me a bit
To,
sick, though.
So what's your hat?
Oh, I
The
haven't
NFL.
shaved my head, so I needed the hat on.
Oh, yeah, you haven't
But
got your
he-
fucking thing on.
He started being a cap comic, hasn't he? Trying to be controversial.
Where's your
So I can't wear caps anymore.
Santa?
Oh, the thing fell off, so
I said that as soon as I walked in. You've changed your image. Very, very Marshall Mathers, I thought.
Yeah.
You're dyeing your beard, or is that it? Is that the colour?
This is just depression. This
Oh, is it? He was depressed though when he wrote Stan. You could be onto something.
I need a fan. Oh,
Fan?
I need a fan, don't you? That's what you get called now, innit? If you're a fan of someone.
A stan.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah,
Like
so
if you're a mad
stalker
fan.
Stalker fan means stan.
So if someone loves you, it'd be like, oh, he's a bit of a stan. Or
Right.
he's just stan.
Yeah. Or what the kids like to say is we're stanning for them. We're stanning for so-and-so.
Nice.
There's some girls on here that stand for Wozniak.
You'll have fans, won't you, Si?
You what?
You'll have fans, won't you? But your
Yeah.
inbox is
I
full.
reckon I should be huge.
Well, you're
I
getting
should be huge. Yeah.
And you've lost weight since I saw you last.
I should be. It's a this is criminal.
What are
I
you
should
doing
be
this
massive. You know what? Fuck it. I'm on. How are you, Alan?
I'm all right, yeah. Not too bad.
How many
Yeah,
Christmas dinners do you have?
I'll probably only have about 2.
Well, yeah. Not have loads of the
probably 2.
church.
No. Don't
You
have
just
to.
won't have him. You just think you have a bit of you. You could just go. I'm not eating it. I've had loads. Whereas he just fucking.
He's got to have them as part of his contract.
Yeah.
What was
You
the
don't
worst
have
one?
to have them.
No, you can't surely have to eat the
No,
dinner.
but
You
it's the
do.
etiquette of the dinner event
It's toxic
to
otherwise,
sit
isn't it?
there and you get a feel for the room.
Yeah.
Something might happen in the room. I did one last year at the Lowry with Danny McLaughlin and Justin Morehouse, and them two don't sit in the room.
Don't he?
Danny couldn't eat. Danny just put that off. He was like, "How can you even sit in that room?" Because like, it's a
Because
different
they see you and
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm coming out going, "There's cheesecake." Daddy's going, "Oh, I can't face
That's a
it."
veteran, that. You're a proper veteran. Them two, it's alien, but you, it's like...
And you're going to be starving, like, but you're doing a double tonight. You're going straight to hot water. I'm going, mate, you're going to have to pull over and buy something. There's free food in there. And Danny's going, I just can't even look at it. I don't even know how you're sitting in that room.
I'd be the same.
Would you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to sit at the top table and be like, there's the turn.
2 questions I ask when I get to a dinner function now. What's the menu and who's paying me?
Right?
That's two-
Okay.
Which
within
one of you is paying me?
minutes.
Yeah.
I don't say who's paying me. I say, who do I see at the end of the night?
Right.
And they'll go, oh, Dave, the club secretary's got your check. You go, check?
Right.
Check's no good.
Still a paying check?
Oh, I did a woman's institute, like the elderly type.
Yeah.
Sound, by the way. And
All goes.
she paid me a check because that's what. It's like, oh, mate. I mean, there's no way it was going to bounce.
Yeah, there's no...
There's the hassle of having to go somewhere.
Go and
with the check.
find the
You
bank.
can do it on your app now.
Can't. I'm with Santander.
Oh,
Bill,
right.
so others, you can just scan
Just
it, can't
take
you?
a photo of it, yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit
Goes in
banks.
up to all, like a few £100, like 600
that's-
quid.
that's-
Come on. Look at that suit, mate. You don't gig for...
I mean, Jesus, I mean, that's got to
my
cover the commission.
£30 check's no problem.
Yeah.
So we had 2
Not many
dinners so
dinners.
far then, Alan.
No, I haven't had any yet.
Oh, I thought you
I'll
said
have
you had
2,
2.
and that'll be my own in the house. One of them.
Right.
Really?
And where will the other one be?
Yeah, the other one's probably be an office one.
Don't you have any functions,
There's a
anything to
few
go
of us.
to?
Not really, no. No, we don't do much.
I thought you'd be chocker over December.
Used to be busier, but I'm a bit of a Grinch, aren't I? So I don't do it as
Right.
much nowadays. Do less at Christmas.
Back on the gig horse, aren't you?
A little bit.
He's
a little
telling
bit.
me on the way he's falling off it.
I keep giving up.
What happened at this last gig you did?
I'm getting. You've been rubbing around you too much. I kind of like decide
Exactly,
I'm
mate.
just not funny or not, and then I go like,
I'm not funny, but I should be huge.
So I sort of do it, and then I don't do it, and then I cancel gigs.
So what happened at this last one?
The last gig I was at? Oh, well, it wasn't the last one actually. It was
The one
before.
that you were just telling me about.
Well, there was like no microphone. The microphone was going on and off, and I was on first. I didn't know it was on first. He just said my name, and I got up, and I was like, oh, great.
Was it just an open mic night?
So it was a charity fundraiser, so
I know which one you're on
I had
about,
to do it because it was.
You don't, by the way. Never feel like that.
Well, yeah, but so I did it, and I hadn't gigged for ages because I like give up basically in my own head, and so I was using it as a bit of a rusty thing, and I was really rusty, especially with the microphone that kept going off in my hand to the point I had to put the microphone down and shout.
Was it busy?
There wasn't hardly anyone there. No.
Doesn't sound like a gig.
Apparently,
What day was it on?
It's my gig level.
Yeah, I love these kind of gigs. This
It was in a
is the
pub.
lifeblood.
It was in a pub where there was people there who didn't want to be in the gig.
Absolutely.
Classic.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're in their
More,
pub.
more acts than customers.
Yeah.
It was.
Was it a dog?
Apparently,
Any
it
dogs?
turns out. No, I don't think there was. Apparently, it turns out all right after I went.
You took a bullet.
I went on first and thought I'm going home.
And how did you find it?
How did I find the gig?
Yeah.
What do
Did
you mean?
you get any buzz from it at all?
No, because the microphone
That's
kept
good.
going off and everything. Yeah,
Right,
so
okay,
I was a bit like, oh, that was a bit of a waste. But I did
As long
one.
as you felt nothing, then you still got it.
Back on the ladder.
I did one.
Yeah.
Last
Start getting a buzz
Saturday.
from it or any excitement. Wasting your time.
Did one in a church on Saturday night, which is like comedians and carols. So that's
God.
a bit of a
Sounds lovely.
Was that on Saturday just gone?
just Saturday.
Bet that
Just
was
gone.
all right.
This is what
It
your
wasn't too bad actually. I
is your
got
next
there.
circuit, Jamie, the church circuit.
I got there, and you look out and you think this
money
is
in
going
it.
to be
There's
terrible
money in it.
because they're just all out, and it's going to be
Yeah.
awful. But it wasn't.
What
it was
carol did you
all right.
sing?
Can't remember. Go King Wenceslas, I think. There was there was 9 carols.
9
only
carols.
2 acts. Yeah.
Who were the acts?
Me and Frank Garrity.
Oh,
Middlesbrough way.
Yeah.
Know the
He
name, yeah.
sort of compared the. It was supposed to be a Tony Vino gig, and them gigs are right up his street because he does all this variety sort of stuff.
Right.
Bit like Steve Royal, he put a bit of a show on as well. You know what I mean? And so, but he had to pull out for some reason, so they got me and
Better
Frank.
paid gig.
Obviously, a
Anyone
cruise
has to
ship.
pull out for some reason.
Yeah,
Proper money
There's no
came
clear
in.
reason.
yeah.
I don't know, I'd say sometimes your eyes don't want to do it.
I did that. I did
Go,
that
no,
too.
I'm not
Have you
doing
ever done
it.
that? Have you ever weighed a gig up in your because there's always one event in your diary.
Have I
where
ever
just
pulled a
said,
gig just based on going, I don't want
fancy
to
that.
do that? I've turned down gigs.
Yeah, I've never pulled one.
Right, you've never
If
pulled
it's in,
one.
it's in.
Have you?
That's what I
I
mean.
have.
There's always one in your
As
diary
in,
that you just
I've
think,
done
why? And you still go through with it.
I've
But
done
you
2
pulled?
recently. Yeah.
Didn't go.
No, I didn't. No, I just said I'm not doing them.
Oh, right, no. I mean, like, if you
At
booked
my
it in-
level, you can do that because no one cares
Yeah,
about you.
yeah. In fact, they want you
was
to
never
pull.
about
They almost
you.
want you to pull, yeah. They
I
were
can't,
both
because
miles
they've already
away.
done the programme.
Well, they were literally. I was on the poster and everything, like, but
They printed
the
I don't know
A4.
what you got.
yeah, but they were just
Someone's
miles
printed
away.
the A4 and laminated it. Jamie
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
pull
yeah.
out.
Out of order.
They were just miles away, and I just thought I can't be bothered driving that far. I'm just not going. So I
Right.
just rang the promoter and said, "I'm just not doing them.
Right.
Sorry,
Fair
can't be bothered."
Yeah, yeah.
I said, "I haven't got another gig or nothing. I just can't bring myself to drive 7 hours
So had you accepted
for
it?
100 quid."
Yeah. Had you accepted it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right,
I accepted
okay,
it,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
knew where
that's
it
fine.
was.
Is that your problem? You can't say no until you have to go through with
Until
it.
it comes to the crunch.
This
you
is
go,
the
I
first
can't.
time I've ever done it. Normally,
Right.
I just go, and I've been offered better paid gigs sometimes. I mean, when I say better paid, that's not a lot, right? But better paid than what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I've kept with the normal gig because my conscience makes me stay with the person who booked me first, you know.
Yeah.
And but this time I just thought I don't care anymore. I've got cancer. Who cares? Pulling out. Stick them.
I've got cancer.
Have you?
Yeah. Got cancer.
No, he hasn't. Well, he has, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
Bad
telling me
treatments.
this. He's going to me, I just had the all clear on my liver.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, great. He's like, yeah, 5 years though, I've got some point it's going to come. It's like, he's got a countdown.
80% chance.
Got a countdown to at some point I'm going to have cancer in the next 5 years.
Well, that's
And
the
he's
same
like,
odds as anyone then, isn't it?
No, I got a life expectancy. I went in to see the doctor and then he went, before you walked in, this was your life here. It's now here.
That's how doctors do it these days. On a chart.
Honestly, he was German. He was just give me. He didn't care.
No point in messing
Just
about
literally.
then,
This is the information.
The Einstaatsgruppen.
Any questions?
Any questions?
No. Shall I get something out the catalogue?
It's not like a height chart, is it? When you were a kid, like there's your height, and then now we go to your death chart as you go in. It just keeps getting lower. It was
50% less.
Yeah,
he literally said, "This is your chance. This is what you probably would have lived to, but this is it now."
So where was it?
I don't know. Basically, in the next 5 to 10 years, I could probably be dead, but I could be anyway.
Oh,
exactly. You never know, do you?
Exactly. I could be anyway.
You gonna just get loads of credit cards and all that?
I don't know what I'll do, actually. I'm going to go on a load of holidays. I'll do that.
May as well.
Do that. May as well,
If that's the big man, what you're allowed to do. Yeah, God, what can I get away with here?
I've walked out of a gig once.
Have you?
Not gone on.
Not gone on?
Just, like that, you've turned up at the gig. Was it because it was a bad gig, or because you just didn't fancy doing
because
it?
they paid you already?
They missold me the gig on the phone.
Right.
Somebody said,
I think there should be some sort of claim form for a comic who gets missold to corporate. That's what I've said before.
Can you do like sportsman's dinner type stuff? And I went, yeah. And he went, this Friday, Saturday or something like that. It was down Nottingham way, and the money was all right. And I went, yes, sound. And I turned up, and there was a big sign outside the venue saying "Gentleman's Evening." Thought now there's a difference between a sportsman's dinner and a gentleman's evening. I go in, it's quite laddish. Find the fella. I thought, right, it's all right, and all that. And I went to him, where are we eating?
Where do we eat?
Right. Because I'm thinking, I can't see no...
Out of that girl's arsehole. Well, I reckon this is where a Patreon message us talking about a gig like this, where someone ate a Twix out of a girl.
Well, let me tell you.
You were meant to do the gig.
I was that Twix.
That was his big finish.
I found this fella. He says, blah, blah, blah. He says, I'll introduce you to the 2 girls. They're on before you.
Yeah.
Oh, before?
Yeah.
You got to top that?
So I went, well, I said, what 2 girls? And then these 2 girls were there and all that. And I said, what you 2 do then? What's your thing? And they went, we do a live sex show. And I went, what?
I reckon it could be the same gig.
I said, I'm going on after this. And they went, well, you can join in if you want.
The girl said that?
I said, I'm just here to tell jokes.
The fella said that, or the girl said that?
The girl said that. I went, no, I don't want to join in. And she went, why do you not fancy us? I went, no, I'd just rather not be on stage with you 2 before I do a show.
It's not you, it's me.
So then I said to the fella, I went, mate, I don't think this is for me. You know, I said, they're going to want a different style of comedian. I film on a sex show. I said, it's not my thing. You know what I mean? I said, it's not for me. I said, and he went, hey,
stayed for the show though, didn't you?
He went, listen, don't worry. He says, don't worry. Don't worry about getting paid and all that. I've already paid your agent. I haven't got an agent, right? He's paid the fella who booked me.
Yeah.
So I went, all right. I said, I didn't get the full details. I needed to know how much he was. I knew how much I was getting.
Yeah.
I wanted to know how much. I said, did you pay him the full amount, or are you giving me the balance? He said, no, I paid him the full amount. I said, oh, I don't know what the full amount was. And just for example's sake, he went, yeah, $1,000. And I went, oh, nice one, appreciate that. Yeah, that's cool. Right. And say, just for example's sake, I was on 300.
Yeah.
That's the difference that we were talking about for scale. So I went, smashing, mate, smashing. I said, on at 9:30, then he went, yeah. And he went there. I went, just going to make a quick call. Got in the car and drove home. Phone was ringing off the hook, this promoter. Like
the agent who booked, the guy, your agent. Yeah.
The guy who booked me.
Yeah.
Where are you? And I went, listen, I said, if I'd set foot on that stage, I said, he wasn't entitled to any money back. I says, I know how much money you've got. I says, and because I've not stood there even for 2 minutes, he's entitled to a full refund. I said, so you can give him his money back. Them girls can do another show if they want with some lads out there. Delete me number. I don't exist anymore to you.
Right. So you never got any pay? You never got paid?
I didn't get paid.
You did get paid, didn't you?
Was there a party of the fort?
I didn't get a penny.
No, you hesitated before you walked out to go.
Got a blowjob, though.
I get
this will be on Twitter, social. It could be on anything. I thought I can't be seen to be having this.
Lose the Everton residency.
I literally got asked to go on after the burlesque show, and I was thinking, I'm sure I should know what a burlesque show is.
And they're supposed to be classy, aren't they?
I don't know. And
it's just for fun.
The email came to me. I got booked for it, and then the email came to me later, and it said, if you want to get naked, you can. And I thought, I can't do this gig. I can't do. But please cover your nipples. I think it said.
Yeah, Reverend Allan Finnegan bollock on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the law.
I can't do that.
You have to cover your
me.
nipples.
I had to
think that
decline
must
that
be
in
the
the end. Yeah. Dear me. That was in Ormskirk somewhere. So.
Burlesque in Ormskirk?
Yeah. Yeah. Some club. I don't know. I never went.
I'll look that up. 8 miles from my house.
Was there a party though when you at that gig where they'd gone? You can go on before the sex show. Where you'd have gone?
No,
it was too, 20 minutes.
They needed like a Chubby Brown type.
Yeah,
the whole atmosphere wasn't
toxic.
Poison.
Laddish.
It wasn't.
You'd have smashed it.
It wasn't a.
Yeah,
somebody
show
telling
and
stories and all. No.
So how was your open mic night gig, the charity fundraiser? Did you die?
No, I didn't die. No, it was all right. 80%. It was just like...
I was going to say, we'll do soon. Sorry, I was being a cunt.
I picked up on the 80%.
Yeah. Right, so... right, okay then. When was it?
A few weeks ago. I don't know. Can't remember. 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Wait, so
I just like knowing about gigs like this because it's like...
You want to do it?
I want to talk about the cancer. You want to talk about the gig?
Of like the new... it's like a new thing you do as a new comic in it. So doing it when you're an older comic... It's like, what's it like? Sort of like, do you know what I mean? Because I never am I. Well,
years ago, I just sat there till the very end, but I'm that miserable now that I just done my bit and I was on first and I went, bonus, I'm going home.
Do you know what I reckon, Alan? Like your tolerance level just stops. And you just go, this, you know in your mind, this isn't going to happen. So we may as well stop messing around for 2 hours and it's time to leave the building.
Why waste
time? What do you mean? What's not
gigs
happening?
where there's been no microphone.
Part of this event isn't happening. Right. So we may as well just knock it on the head now. Whereas when you start, you sit there knowing it's not going to happen, but you just know that it might get better.
Yeah.
Right. You mentioned Tony Vino. I did a thing in Preston with him, and it was horrendous. He had a little thing upstairs, which was a good little club, but I think there was something on up there, and he went, "Oh, we're going to do it downstairs in the actual pub." And it was, and he went, "You all right to close?" I went, "Yeah." And in my head, I'm thinking, this gig won't even get to the closer.
Yeah, I'll close. See you later.
So, there was
if I'm wrong,
sure. If them two have took enough bullets before me, I'll go on. But send in the junior ranks first, and I'll come up my tank later.
Yeah.
Anyway, they took the bullets, and in the first break, he just went, "We'll just get off." Like, in fairness, he paid me in full. And I said, let's put all the money in the pot and split it 3 ways. Because the first act wasn't on much.
That's nice.
But I took the brunt and really tried to make it work.
Well, fair play to you. Yeah, no, I've done loads of gigs where the microphone hasn't been there. There's been 2 people in the room.
You never
a dog.
You're never really out of that. You can always end up in a gig where the mic doesn't work and there's a dog in that.
Yeah. Or you have your spares in the car.
Yeah, well, that's
not
you, innit?
Oh.
I've got 2 mics in the boot. I have a radio mic and a cable mic.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times I've turned up at somewhere when it has happened.
Yeah.
And I'll say, I'm just going to go to the car and get me own mic.
That's too much work for me.
Why?
It's like taking props, isn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't get into this to do that. Didn't get into this game
it's just an emergency, isn't it?
To have a plan.
I haven't got that.
So sensible.
But I reckon that because I think Don Woodward does that as well.
Yes.
I think people on that do that after dinner circuit probably do because you might turn up a lot more where you've just got a shit PA in that. So you think because I do this a lot more, you might as well.
The risks are higher because it is just a golf club whose mates.
Yeah,
just fetched it in, and it is just a karaoke machine in the corner with it.
With an echo
cable.
Yeah.
Someone asked me the other day to do a gig while people were eating.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand in the corner. Well, no, but it's going to be a normal restaurant. As if as if I'm a harpist. You have like a violin in the corner or something. I'm just going to stand in the corner and do jokes while people are sitting there.
I thought you just been finishing the night with cheese and biscuits.
No.
I've done a gig in an Indian restaurant once where, honestly, I'm just rubbish, aren't I? I literally got.
Have you ever been to a comedy club, Alan?
Not really.
You've had a church, a fundraiser.
Honestly, it was literally
just doing takeaways and just gets carried away with the stuff.
I literally
you should be an Uber driver, Uber Eats.
Honestly, I literally went to a gig. This lad booked me, and I didn't want to do it, but he was like, he talked me into it. I'm easily talked into stuff.
He talked me into it.
So I said,
please, Alan, can you do this gig for me?
He said, it's the end of footy do. It's the end of thing. Just come and tell. It'll be good. And I was like, it'll be terrible. And he was like, no, it'll be great. They love you. They always do, don't they? And I literally got there, and the Indian restaurants, they've only got a bit of it. The rest of it's ordinary customers.
Right.
Oh, no.
Just on their own.
And there's no microphone,
No.
no stage. I just had to stand next to the table and die.
No.
For like
table at
20
12.
minutes. 20 minutes
What was the
dying
fee?
while other people are looking at me wondering what's going on.
Did you get a fee?
I got a fee,
What
I
was
can't
it?
remember. About 100 quid or something. But for me, that's pretty good. So
How many of them was there?
about 20 of them.
Oh,
but
so
there
miserable.
was loads of other people around. just
Imagine
looking, and I
being
was
one of them
just like,
families just gone out for a
Fucking
meal.
hell.
Do you know the weight?
That's so weird. Ugh. Oh.
Honestly.
Them 20 people are
Unfortunately.
savages for letting you do that.
Unfortunately,
They've done that
this
on
happens
purpose.
too often.
They've done that on purpose to humiliate you.
Oh, well, it worked.
Did you get any laughs?
Did they get any laughs?
It
Yeah,
was-
from the tables around.
The only time I got laughs was I just decided I had to do something different, and I'm not normally like this. I just picked on some fella in front of me.
Right.
I just got right into this fella, and then they all loved me getting into this fella. But I wouldn't normally do that. But I just, because he was so nice looking, I just got into him.
Right, okay.
Called him all sorts of
Right,
names and
okay.
everything, and they loved that bit.
Right.
But not everyone else in the restaurant did, you know what I
Can't do
mean?
that for 20 minutes.
That's
No,
mad.
no.
That is mad.
But it got me a little bit of a laugh, so it worked.
I've heard of corporates being like that, where they're getting a good fee and they turn up and it's been like, this is just 10 fucking millionaires wanting somebody to come and do a turn at a big stately home table. I've
It's
heard
when you're going to
corporates
have to
like
do
that.
weddings and that,
But
isn't
to
it?
do
You're
it
like,
at a public Indian restaurant to just stand up at the
That's
table
another one,
and do
that's
a
another
set.
one.
Alan, you
in
do
India.
weddings, though. That's the problem.
Proper wedding. Yeah, you do the wedding.
You do
I do,
weddings.
yeah, I do.
I did a military one
Yeah.
where it was a very, very formal meal. So formal I wasn't allowed in the room
Fuck off.
until it was my turn. They were proper like in the suits, you know, like in the proper. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
No civilians in the rooms.
It was just because it was just a U shape, probably only 30 of them. And I sat in the bar. They gave me a proper meal in the bar, like with this barman and all that. It was like proper chatting. He was in the army, you know, all that. So chatting and all that, watching telly. And he went, "They're ready for you now."
They're ready for you.
And I walked into this room, which is just
They're ready
full
for dessert.
of, like Union Jacks, medals, you know, all imagine all the regalia. Everyone's they're in all formal military attire in this U shape. And he goes, whatever, gentlemen, somebody with men, he goes, this is our entertainment for the evening. Jamie Sutherland. Jamie, over to you.
Over to you.
So I had to go, thanks, right?
Nice one, fella.
So then I start, don't I? I'm dying.
Yeah.
But there's nothing. Nothing, right? And then that big Rolodex is spinning in my head, thinking, right, I've used all my 10s. Right. Now we're on to 8s. I'm thinking this is going to be sweaty head, dry lips.
How long were you down to do?
About 30, 35, right? So 10 minutes in, one fella's shoulders started going a little bit. And I went, oh, thank God you're laughing. And they all pelted him with the cheese and biscuits and everything. There was a forfeit for the first soldier to laugh. So then it was all that. And I went, what's going on? Because there was like bread and everything going all over the place. And then I would do it every year, make dead funny.
Yeah,
I went,
thanks.
What? And he went, and he just gave me an envelope with my money. He went, nice one. I went, is that it?
So as soon as they laughed, he lost. Pelt him, give you money, go.
Yeah.
Ah, that's great.
And I went,
Wow.
I said,
So the quicker you can make them laugh, the quicker you'd have got off.
it took 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Imagine if you'd have gone to 35, you might get
I know.
cash.
Did you ask for the record?
No, I just went,
Imagine being like, hey, what did the last fella do? 5.
I have
Oh,
seen
for
that.
fuck's sake.
Another thing that I've seen at formal dinners as well, like you'll see people and they'll all have they'll have a sweep for exactly how long you'll do on stage or after dinner, and the winner, so they'll all put a $5 in the pot.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember doing it by a hotel by the airport. I said, the Marriott or something. I went to this, and this fellow went, well, the guy, and he looked at his watch, and I went, what's going on here? And then I saw his number. I went, are you timing? And he went, I win. He said, I'm going to win. If
Are
you
they
finish
trying
in
to
the next-"
make it as unplayable for you as possible then? Because
They're just
someone goes,
no, they're just playing a game between themselves.
but if
'cause
they go
know
30, you're either going to get like 30 and 51 seconds or something like that. Because
they'll know it's between 25 and say 40,
Yeah, they'll have an idea what the set
the
length will
normal
be.
standard.
right.
And this fella was horrible, like, because he thought he won. I went, anyway, I said, I can do another couple of minutes if you want. Save this knobhead winning the money. All his mates like, go on. Well, I don't want to stay here a minute longer than I need to, but he isn't winning this money. Yeah, you see that quite a bit.
And we want to cheat. I'd be like, someone give me a nod, he's going to weigh me in.
I remember being in a gig in that one that's downstairs, Baby Blue, was it?
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
And
My
literally,
first.
I'd seen Jamie a few times, but I got sat on the front row, right?
Me?
Yeah, I'd seen you a few times already. This is when I was first starting off and that. And I'd seen you, and like literally, I was on the front row.
Closing an Indian restaurant.
And you picked on me.
No.
You literally went, "What's your name, mate?" And I've thought, I know what you're going to say to me because I've seen you a couple of times, you know. And I thought,
were you trying to say he's not off the cuff?
No. I thought to myself, I'm just going to have to take one for the team here. I know he's going to get into me and make me look daft, but I'll just have to take it. Yeah. And I went, Allan, and you went, Allan hasn't walked on the moon, has he, lad? Hey, not very good, Allan's, had he? He just got into me for 5 minutes.
I would have said something funny than that.
But I remember thinking,
that's mad.
I'm just going to take one
You've
for the
never
team
mentioned
here.
that.
That's why you're not in the cliffs.
Yeah, I'm just going to take one. Just going to take one for the team here. Yeah,
I saw you before I was a comedian as well.
Did you?
Yeah, so because my birthday, I wanted to
You've been
do
going
it.
a while, haven't you? Yeah. You've been going a while, Jack.
Because my birthday wanted to do it. One Christmas, Steve Porter was booking a gig. I don't know if I told you this before or not. Steve Porter was booking a gig in it's where the beer cellar is now, but it's underneath it.
Stop a sec. Did it do well that night?
Yeah,
Right.
he did, yeah.
Did it do well in this story?
I think so, yeah.
Continue.
That's all right then.
I think you're the best on, but it wasn't.
No,
Like,
You were on
I
first.
know the
It
level.
was a Christmas night.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
It was the tallest dwarf, and one of them was Adam Staunton. But right, so yeah, you were on. I don't remember what your jokes were, but it was all about the brown signs. From you going, when you go on the brown signs holiday.
God, that's
the
cool.
brown
The brown
signs holiday. I was just there going, what the fuck's he on about?
That would have been about 2010.
Yeah.
Because we just had a holiday to Centre Parks down, and it was terrible.
Yeah, I think
and
you
we got
saw
lost.
You saw going to the fucking the planetarium thing.
Would have been what's that place called?
Blue Planet.
No, where the
like
plants
the
are.
eco place.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Eden. Yeah. Eden Project.
Yes, we went to Eden, and it was the worst. So boring. There's nothing in there. It's just
Plants.
Dead hot. I'm going. It's dead hot. It's dead hot. Yeah. Like, but you're in a greenhouse.
What's the brown signs?
The brown signs, like when you're driving through here, you see a brown sign for Chester Zoo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look for something to do, follow a brown
Tourist
sign.
things.
Yeah.
The worst
just remember,
thing about
it's
that
just now I know it's classic Jamie Sutherland.
Right.
The brown signs. You know when you seen the brown signs, like
to dig that material out.
Use it again, yeah.
Paul Swift did that the other day because he had no material left.
What?
Because he's
brown signs bit.
Because his tour's so extended this year, it doesn't finish till November. Normally, it finishes, and then he uses all the Christmas gigs to get his next tour together.
Right.
And then this year, because he's got no tour to get together, he's like, I've got nothing to do, and he's doing like sets. So he done his gym joke from what?
The gym joke?
The
when
10 years ago.
He comes out dead red face because he's knackered.
He did the treadmill.
He did the treadmill from 10 years ago. Because he had nothing else to do. And he's like, he's come on stage and went, I think it went all right. I haven't got a fucking clue. Like, no, Paul, it didn't work because you're not fat anymore.
So he's doing the treadmill in the clubs?
In the club, yeah.
Right.
Because he had nothing else to do.
Well, I don't know what you...
Because everything he does is for his tour now.
Yeah.
So he can't do his tour stuff.
He can't do his tour stuff. And he's got he's not working on anything because his next tour isn't for another year.
Okay.
So he's like, what am I going to do? I just had to do a joke from 8 years ago.
What, with the Rottweiler or something chained to the wall and that?
Yeah. 18 years, me, Si.
18 years in the game?
18 years.
So how long ago was it when you seen him?
It would have been 2010 because
that's when I started.
Relatively new then. 6 years then.
Yeah.
6 years in, years doing that. Smashed it.
Pay gig 6 years.
When did you drop the brown signs?
Probably on the way home.
After that gig.
On the way home from that one.
I can't keep doing the brown signs.
I think it was you, Pete McCall, Staunton, and Steve Porter.
Yeah, that sounds like
that sounds like a Steve Porter bill.
That's still the
hit and run night. That's a hit and run night. Maybe he just gets them on because he can't be asked changing the posters anymore.
That's what it is.
Just thinks fuck it.
Because he can't be asked beating anyone new. I did a gig for him like last year, and he goes,
"How was with you?"
What? Oh yeah, you with me? He's just like talking, going, "Who's on the circuit now?"
You weren't even on the poster, were we?
No.
The lineup changed. 3 out of the 4 changed.
Yeah, no, I've never done a Steve Porter gig.
Because he doesn't know. He just asked Sam Harlan.
Sam Harlan, yeah.
Get him someone. Yeah. Sam, can you get me someone? I ran out of people.
For Soup Kitchen at Hotmail.
Yeah.
I ran out of people to ask.
You know, it's a bad gig if the promoter's using Hotmail.
Why?
By the way. Are you Hotmail?
I'm like a little Hotmail, mate.
yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
No, now
Back
I mean.
in the day, yeah.
Now was your primary emails Hotmail?
Yeah, it's mine, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't understand why there's an issue with it.
Sound?
Don't know. It's just not comfy with it.
Yeah, but what you got to understand is you're organised. So all I need is the emails to get in my inbox, and that's it.
Right.
Whereas you probably have your emails in folders.
I don't.
No.
Gmail.
Gmail do it automatically.
Anyway, I do have a big show. If you're interested.
Oh yeah, yes. So I was going to wait till the end, but
You don't
Jamie's
know.
doing Jamie's doing a one-man show.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's how. Hopefully,
Don't
people
sound
who buy
excited.
tickets
It's not
are-
because I'm tired.
They're going to be more
tired.
enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about it.
A one-man show.
A one-man
Yeah,
show,
Pen,
Jamie.
you set
It's
it
about
to-
time.
You set it, yeah, well,
Everyone's been waiting for it,
18
Jamie.
years.
you
Finally, it's here.
Have you never done one before? No.
they're setting on beds these two. I said, can we
You're gonna put a brown sign on Harbin Street. Jamie's
This will
one-man
be
show.
the clip this week.
I better just send it to me anyway, but edit
Where
him
you
out.
doing it?
But yawning, edit him out.
I'm going, I'm tired.
What's this one-man show, Jamie?
You get a complimentary ticket. You get a complimentary ticket. You'll have
I don't want one,
double.
Jamie.
You'll have a double. It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday.
Oh, don't get all fucking arsey about that.
Yeah.
It's in July. Binty
Right.
asked me. Binty said, "But you should do a show."
Right.
I said, "I've never done a show. I've done bits in festivals."
But you've done hours.
Yeah, but I've never done a proper show.
Right.
Like ticketed at a proper venue.
Just you.
Right.
You know, if there's been festivals and you just booked it as a double handed.
What's your first 15 minute speech? You on stage eating a dinner? That's what you used
I
to.
reckon I should, yeah,
You should
I
open
get
with
a dinner.
yourself, just having
So
a
I am
dinner.
going to have to put new stuff in, but I will do some. It's just going to burn everything. I'm
Are you?
not going to burn it because I'll
You
use
filming
it.
it?
No, it's
Oh,
just.
come on.
You gotta
I'm
film
50
it.
next year, aren't I? So I said,
Yeah.
right, I said I may as well do it. Just a 50th one. I said,
Right.
I'm making
I've
Steve
seen
Royal
advertising.
support me.
Yeah. That's nice.
You're not supposed to use people who are funnier than you going on face. So
Have you told
I'm
him?
all
Have you told him no props?
Yeah, no
He's
props.
got
let's
to
see.
He's got to do some proper stand up.
So it's at Hot Water. Steve's doing it already. Justin said he'll do it as well. So I've got to- he just
Hold
sort
on.
of posted and said, I'll
It's
get
just,
on.
it's meant to be your show, and you just fill in the hour with acts.
I'll do an hour,
Right.
but other people might join in the first section.
Okay.
Right, okay.
So I would imagine there'll be a few.
What have you got a theme for your show?
No, it's just pure stand-up. I don't do themes.
You're not going to try and do something artsy.
And I'm not going to cry at any point and get all emotional with it and then have a big...
So why wouldn't you want to film it?
Well, they'll film it, won't they? Hot
Yeah, but
Water will
that'll be
film it.
one like a single camera thing. It won't be like something that's like produced or something. 20 Min's just done a show, Annie, and I don't know whether he's filming
Took
that
on
or not.
tour, didn't he? The ADHD thing, yeah.
No one's interested. I don't mean 20 men, I mean... Mate,
Yeah,
no
well,
one's...
all right then.
I don't know. There's fans.
Who knows?
out
I
there
get
who
it.
go,
I'll
There could
film
be a
it.
massive market for it.
So hopefully a few of the others will get on. I know some of the old Everton players and Liverpool players will come as well.
That's nice.
So there'll be a few of them there because it's my birthday.
Is he going to be on your birthday?
No, it's a couple of weeks before my birthday. But
So when is it?
Just
in
in case you
July,
die.
but it's on. It's,
In July
it'll be at
something.
Hot Water's new venue.
Oh, right, yeah.
Blackstock if it's open.
So you're only doing the one night only.
One night only.
Yeah.
Jamie's
Because the
one-man
demand
show.
isn't. The tour
In the
starts.
small room.
room with 30.
Whoa. Studio
Studio,
room.
yeah. We don't call it
Yeah.
a small room.
Well, that's the worst thing because like
Even that one's like 200 seats in it or
I've
something.
committed to it. If it's not,
Is it?
if it doesn't, it's embarrassing.
It'll sell.
18 years in the game.
It doesn't sell.
Oh,
It'll sell.
It'll sell.
Ask Everton, could you flyers out before one
I'll
of the
do,
games?
and I'll get some clips from when I next do Hot Water.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I do because they always say when you come off, do you want any clips? And I always say no.
Wow, that's your own
Because
fault.
because I don't put anything out if I'm swearing, do I?
Oh.
And so if I go out and right,
So when you do some proper comedy, you won't put anything out.
I won't swear tonight. So when I'm there in January, I'll make sure I don't swear on one night.
Yeah, you always do the first weekend in January.
Every
Vince
time.
was
at
telling
Hot
me.
Water.
Why? How come you get that bag?
He's always done it. He said he doesn't even book it in. It's just Jamie does
Yeah.
the first weekend in January.
That's
just
the
been a
hardest month, innit?
Yeah.
But he reckons it'd be bad luck on the club if he never books me for the first weekend in January.
Have you worked
It's
his head that way?
It's one of those traditions.
Just dropping it in every now and again. Oh, it'll be bad luck if I didn't do this anymore.
Things are still going well, aren't they, Binty? Better keep this tradition going.
You still a millionaire? Yeah, I'm still free first weekend of January, yeah.
So, yeah. I wanted to put it in the middle because at the end, you know, not everyone listens to the end of the podcast, but I looked on there and thought prime between 30 and 40 minutes is the
That's when
peak,
you want the adverts.
which are dropped in then.
There you go. We'll mention
I was
it
looking
again.
at the screen.
So,
You got anything you want to plug, Alan, before we move on with the show?
Plug at all,
No, your podcast.
God.
Your podcast.
Oh yeah, my podcast. Yeah,
He's joined the dirty world. Go on.
I like your video clips, Alan. They're very
Wednesday
good.
night at Finnegan's.
Yeah.
It's called.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it's at it's basically it's like you go in the pub with your mates. It's basically that. We're trying to go for that sort of feel about it.
Like you go to the pub with your mates and your mates tell you about God.
Yeah, a little bit. That's only because
Do you
I'm
want to
there.
come to the church?
That's only because I'm there, right? But most of the time, you just go and talk about anything, don't you?
Yeah.
But because I'm there, God comes up. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
But
do you have any that don't revolve around like? Because I don't know. We spoke about spirit. We didn't really speak about God.
no.
So can't even
Spirituality.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. That one. What he
one.
said.
Spirituality.
Yeah.
Spirituality. We spoke about that. Do you have any episodes where it's just literally just faith doesn't come into it?
I don't know really. I think it's because it's two Baptist ministers doing it.
Oh, right.
I think
So it's
we always thought
That's what
because it
they're going
comes
for,
up
sort
in
of.
everything
Yeah.
you do. We're not. It's not a. I don't think we do it in a over the top way.
No,
you
no,
might
no.
think differently.
No,
don't
I
get
don't
me
think
wrong.
so.
But
Well, I've only seen the clips.
What's
so
yeah.
I've been on it.
yeah, but we're trying to make it so people, you know, aren't put off.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
good.
no, you don't
So we
push
try
your
our
nonsense, do you, on people?
No, we
You just
push
go
it
wherever
too,
you-
yeah.
I know that was a bit
nonsense.
offensive.
No, but like my nonsense, I wouldn't push that. You know what I mean?
nonsense.
Whatever
Yeah.
we
You
all
always
have
push
done.
your
He said
nonsense on me.
No,
I
no,
thought
no,
you
never.
said nonsense.
No. But like you know the.
no, we've done
well,
that
there's
one.
that too as well with him being a priest. But like the you're not like going like, oh, you need to think this, you need to think that. You're like, yeah, I get why you might think it's a load of shit and whatever. You're very relaxed about it.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's like, oh, God.
I find I'm not the police of what people need to believe and don't believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I find if people find that what they believe themselves, that's better.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I might have a particular belief, but it doesn't mean, you know,
Well, you only
have
got
to
into it
believe
for the
that.
batty, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I was
was an
honest
altar
about
boy,
that.
Was
Was
you?
you?
Yeah.
An altar boy, yeah.
You should go
Yeah,
on this
you got
podcast.
altar boy vibes.
Holy Angels
Yeah.
in Kirby.
Keeps himself pristine.
That's from the primary
Did you
school.
volunteer to be an altar boy or did your mum make you?
I think
or what?
everyone had to have a go. Everyone had to do their turn in a certain
Everyone had to have a
year.
go, yeah.
Yeah, a little conveyor belt.
Had to go in and put your little collar on. Just, all you have to, I think, yeah, one of you was on the bong.
Yeah.
And one was on the, like a
I can imagine being an altar. I'd want to be on the little bells, me.
Or the handbag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or swing and something.
I think everyone had their turn to do.
So how
it
long
from
were you an
school.
altar boy for?
I think you probably just did it for like 4 weeks, and then it was the next kid's turn.
Right.
Right.
Any traumatic experiences?
No, it was quite a laugh actually.
Right, okay.
Yeah, because we were all just like scally kids in Kirby,
Yeah.
just all just going around, messing around. And
Did you get any trips to Alton Towers or anything?
Kirby?
Well, I don't know. Like when I got confirmed, I think they bought us in to get you to get one to be confirmed. At the end of it, you would get to go to Alton Towers.
No, mate.
FOC.
No,
No.
no. Holy Angels
Poor
in
kids
Kirby.
just get told they're going to get confirmed.
Yeah.
They don't have to encourage poor kids to go,
Yeah.
just get twatted and get to church.
It's the only way you get into schools these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Not like Formby.
Yeah.
Formby.
To coax them into
Alton
getting
Towers, innit?
Oh,
You want me to get confirmed? You have to set me on the oblivion.
Yeah.
What was your
I am tired.
Oh, yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
tired.
Just been on the ale.
He's a reprobate.
I see.
Just so much drink.
So much drink.
So much
cope
drink.
anymore.
No class A. No class A. Just strict ale.
Oh dear.
You've been smashing the ale lately?
A little bit.
Good lad.
Yeah.
As your death sentence made you think I'm gonna enjoy it life a
Nobody
bit
said
more?
he had a death sentence. He just said his chart was getting lower.
We're all gonna die, aren't we? At some point, and I'm 55, so it's likely that it'll be in the next 10 years anyway.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
It makes you think to do stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
and it makes you think about how you'll be remembered in a way. Legacy's a big word, in
Right.
it, but that's a bit too much of a big word. But I'm not going to leave a legacy, am I? But
The Indian.
I might leave my kids
Seth
some
is
money
the
off
one
the
I
house.
think, right?
Have you started planning your funeral?
They'll name a
I
curry
wanna do
after
my
you in
own
the Balti
funeral.
house.
You want to do your own
I do a
funeral?
really good funeral because I do funerals. I I go to visit someone and I'll say, "What you want in this funeral?" Because it's like it's what you want. It's not. There's no set way of doing it. What you
They
want?
say, "What you want?" You make it sound like it's a chore. Like, what you want?
No, not quite.
I want you to make it a nice send off. All right, then what?
Yeah, no.
Will you
Well,
film it?
people think that you've got to do this, you've got to do that, especially with a Baptist minister. But I go and say, "What do you want?" And they'll say, "Oh, we don't know."
When you say what you want, you mean
what you want in the service? What you want it to be like?
What the bereaved people or the people who are dying, like before they die? What you want?
The people who are bereaved.
Right.
I go and say, "Well, how do you want it to be?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they'll say something like, "Oh, we don't know what hymns to have." I said, "Do you normally sing hymns?"
Do you normally?
Because I don't. Right? And they go, "Well, no." I said, "Well, why are you having them?"
A good point, yeah.
Don't have them. Play a song that meant something to you about the family or means something. So I do a funeral to suit that person. Right. I don't have a set.
What's the most inappropriate song you've ever played?
Inappropriate song I've ever played in a
50
church.
Cent.
I'm on a highway to hell, probably.
Right, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but I said, are you going to film it? As in, are you going to film it yourself?
I want to do my own funeral.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So
you're going to pre-record yourself doing it?
Pre-record it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Si.
I want to do a
So he's gonna
pre-record.
do his
My
own
wife
funeral?
won't let me. She won't let me, but I think it'd be dead funny.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Me doing
I get
it
you now.
and starting off with like flames behind me and that. But I think she just think that'd be dead
It'd be a
funny.
bit traumatic for the people in the church on the day.
Right.
Like, well, good.
Yeah,
I think that's good.
I think it'd
It'd be funny
for me
you
to
standing next to Vishnu, being like, hey, "We got the wrong one." Just standing with the
That type of
Baptist
thing.
church, going, "So let you all know we got the wrong one." Sorry,
something like that. I think it'd be fun
Yeah.
to do my own thing.
that'd be boss.
But she won't let me.
Why?
She's like, "Nah, you're not." And if you did do it, I wouldn't do it.
And then
You'd be
what
dead.
you need to do before you
I'll do it.
before you
Just
die.
send me everything, and I'll just turn up and do it.
No, but
Yeah,
Rob,
he's filmed it in fucking portrait, the soft cunt. We can't use this.
you need to learn. You need to learn ventriloquism before you die, and then when you're doing your funeral, just go, "Let me out."
Ding, 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 ding. That's where the bell comes from. Saved by the
There was a
Bells,
few
wasn't it?
comedians in lockdown who became celebrants.
Yeah.
Is it
thought-
celebrants?
What?
Is it
Really?
celebrants?
Yeah.
No, because people don't want to speak.
So I know my cousin's becoming a celebrant. She got asked to do a wedding and decided she loved it so much she's going to make it a career.
Yeah.
Well, it's
But
£200 a gig, innit?
Well, she's dead middle class, so you know the way they think they can just do it. They just decide, "Oh, I'm just going to be a celebrant
do
now
that.
on." Yeah.
So what it is, Si, is that some families get like so emotionally wrapped up with it. They know what they want to say because it's all on paper, but when they actually get to doing the talking
Can't
bit,
do
they
it,
break down. And
Yeah.
so actually, if they pay someone who's good at talking, then
Oh, so it's a
they
new sort
deliver
of
it.
gig in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
why
£200.
I know, mate. I know
Sound.
too
It's
many
more than
men.
I get for comedy.
And some people are getting doubles. Right?
I know one fella, one of my mates.
Double at a wedding and a funeral, change your tie.
Only on a Wednesday though, apparently.
Yeah.
Right? But one of my mates,
So funny that you're on a double funeral.
one of my mates done 21 funerals.
I'm going to say 21 minutes then.
21 funerals in December.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
because
As a celebrant.
it's the
Yeah, that's a.
because it's the best send off. It's they're getting someone's delivering it how they want it delivered in their mind.
Yeah. You
And
go and
it's
ask.
said with all the right feeling, and the family will feel it
You
properly.
find out all about their life.
You
You
go and
tell
chat
their
to them
life
beforehand,
story and
yeah.
all that. Yeah,
They tell you all the funny stories. You just
do,
punch them
yeah.
up a little
and then
bit.
you give it some.
you do. Yeah, and they forget what they've told you. And when you say stuff,
So who are the comics
They're like,
that you know that are doing it?
Two.
Two of them.
Two.
Who? The initials?
Bill Wooland is.
Oh, right, okay.
It's okay,
Is he doing
yeah.
it?
Yeah, well, Bill really, he does it, and
The new podcast that you need to get in now.
But he
Get some
actually-
celebrant clip. Hey, I'm filming this for the clip.
He said he gets it.
Subtitle,
No, the end result is the family thanking him for it.
Yeah.
So he gets something out of it that there's a
Yeah.
thank and he's doing a good thing.
You feel fulfilled doing it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, I can imagine it like. I can imagine it being
And
It's
the other one?
sad.
And actually,
There's a fella called Jed
comedians are
Stone
great
who's
at
doing
it.
it.
Yeah.
Vino does them as well now. He started it in lockdown.
So there's a circuit.
I don't know. There's a forum.
It is.
You should
Can anyone get to St. Michael's?
You've
for
got-
two?
I've had a dropout. Said he couldn't be bothered.
Got a higher paying funeral.
I've literally been called in at 12:30 and the funeral was at 1:30. The funeral director rang me and said they're not well. We'll send you his notes.
But they're not well.
And by sending us notes, it was literally a piece of paper with his handwriting on that I couldn't read. So I had to do this funeral that I'd never met the family. I didn't know. I hardly knew the name of the person.
Yeah.
And it was awful.
Yeah, you just
And they hated
And
me.
was you doing it?
It was like doing a gig in an Indian restaurant again.
Which is why you're probably better off using a celebrant.
the spice of Bengal all over again.
Oh, it was terrible.
Was you doing it as a?
That was the worst. That was the worst funeral I've ever done.
Was you doing it
Most
as a
funerals
minister,
are
or was
alright.
you doing it as a celebrant?
That was as a minister. That one. But most of the ones I do aren't religious.
That's what I mean. Yes.
Most of the ones I do aren't religious.
Did you tell them all that you got there? Did you go, listen, I've not seen this?
I did, yeah. But it didn't matter.
Yeah.
They didn't cut me any slack at all. It was just like
He's not the guy on the poster, is it?
Cards on the coffin.
It's a
I haven't
Steve
got a
Paul's
fucking
funeral,
clue.
this. He won't change.
and because I'm soft as well, I do them for nothing.
Oh, Allan.
I know.
You
gotta get it.
have to
Right
change
at the
that,
bottom of the
aren't I?
poster says "Act subject to
Yeah.
change."
Line up subject to change.
I've gigged for someone who died.
What do
They
you mean?
booked me, and then before I think it was the 75th birthday, but before the birthday come, so I said they booked me in July, and the birthday was in November. They died a couple of weeks earlier.
Oh, right, okay. So they weren't like a
family
promoter.
wanted the
Party.
birthday to happen. They wanted the party to happen because they reckon, that
Exactly as he planned.
He planned it. He wanted it.
This.
He put, and there was me in a band, and on the stage was a massive framed picture of him.
Did you still do your happy birthday gag?
You started talking about brown signs to people who are crying.
Yeah.
And the wife got up and did a speech
Before,
to
yeah.
open the show.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And actually, it turned out, if anyone turned up that night that was miserable and not for it,
Yeah.
stayed at home.
Right.
She was insistent, if you don't want to have fun,
Fuck off, yeah.
go, because this is his birthday. He wanted this party to happen.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the best shows I've ever done.
Did you mention him?
He was behind me.
Yes.
He was literally
Did you
behind
give him a little gentle ribbon or what?
In a pot.
me.
It'd be funny if he didn't die and they brought him out at the end and Jamie was like, oh, you cunt.
Yeah, he come out and gone, I've won 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I've done a wedding. No, I don't mean as a comedian after the wedding. I've done a wedding where the
You've
speeches are.
Yeah, you've been the like.
Where
You've been on with the speeches.
Well, the best
done
man,
the
it was a
speeches.
second marriage, and the best man and the groom.
Always a bit rogue,
Yeah.
them ones,
Do
aren't
what you
they?
want with them ones, can't you?
They didn't want.
She's had a big day with someone else.
Well, they didn't want the stress of doing speeches to
Yeah.
ruin their day.
Yeah.
Whilst
Yeah.
they didn't want it to
And they
ruin the
often
meal.
do go on too long and they're just
Yeah,
hard.
shite.
aren't
They
they?
said to me, if we give you all these bits of information
Well,
about
celebrant
us
then,
two,
innit?
Yeah.
he said, will you come, just do a load of jokes, have a go with us and have a
Yeah.
laugh. He said, and I said, well, when am I on? They said, we'll just do the dad will do
When
it.
am I on?
Yeah, after.
Who's paying me? What's on the menu?
I'm not Midland. I'm not a Midland celebrant.
I've been doing this for 18 years.
Woman's closing. Fuck off.
This is the wrong way down.
Not
This.
one original line he's ever had in this shit.
Wedding cake again.
Yeah, eating again. No, got a meal out of it.
Yeah.
Told you.
Did you get a meal out of it? Yeah.
Cheesecake.
I just
like
love-
cheesecake.
I just love the idea that we all become celebrants. Like, there's no comedy clubs anymore. We're just doing
In the
funerals.
creme. It's just all in the creme.
And weddings.
Yeah.
You can do weddings as well. Yeah.
Fucking hell, that would be so good.
No, what the celebrants are doing now, like divorces and everything.
Yeah.
Like they're having a it's not a mass, is it? But they're having a fucking event for the
Celebration.
divorce.
A divorce party.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
And
of the divorce.
And there's a celebrant doing that. There's a celebrant now. This gender identity thing, massive money for celebrants. People are doing identity parties. So they're revealing the new name, revealing the new.
Oh, right.
I am now this.
So what will the celebrant do there? Talk about the past thing or something? Or?
Yeah, there's a celebrant's just in charge. You're like basically just emceeing it.
MC.
Right, you're an MC.
emceeing it, and also
everything.
going right. This is Sarah. This is what this was.
All
Sarah.
Paul Smith's fault. This.
Everyone thinks they can do it now. Yeah, like they'll be going like
That's all
this.
you're at in a
This
funeral,
was so
an
and so.
MC,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
That's all you're at in a funeral, an MC. Really.
Telling them where to go
especially
and where
if
the
you're not
berries
doing
are.
their life story.
Yeah.
You're just like there to fill in.
We'll be
between
having
the
a berry
bits.
down there, then the taxi's over to the con club later on.
Exactly. That's what it is.
You're trying to deliver the nice lines and going, is this thing on?
Who wrote this?
Yeah, I always imagine a
I've had
funeral
this mic before.
Yeah.
You're trying to get a fucking cry rather than a laugh. I always think, if I done a funeral, I'd be going on tears, mate. I'd be like,
Right. As a
yeah,
celebrant,
no, just like me own. No, you never thought about when your parents die. What are you gonna say?
I ain't speaking.
You're not speaking.
No.
What, at the moment, or?
You fell out with Rob.
Yeah, I'll talk to them when they're dead.
Yeah.
No, I just don't want it to.
So then you'd need a celebrant then?
No.
Well, who's going to
Who's
speak?
going to speak?
No one.
So
What are
no
you gonna
one's
do?
going to... You're not going to have a little bit
Sit
about...
there like that.
You see, I'll say, where's Jamie?
Where's the food? Where's
You haven't
Jamie?
booked a celebrant.
Just to be clear, I haven't done any funerals. Like, I'm not.
You're
a
going to
celebrant.
do what you will do on
Now I
Zoom.
know the circuit's fine.
Jamie, they're all in the day. It's laughing.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've
They're all
got-
trebles.
Think of the doubles.
I've got a
One in the
black
morning,
suit
one in the
as well.
afternoon. I've got a black
You've
suit as
prepped
well.
for it,
Dinner
innit?
jacket suit, yeah.
You are Brevard. You have to wear a suit. You probably get a meal. It's just...
Yeah.
That's my box
You,
tick.
it's easy to be able to
I
do.
do clubs as well.
Oh, we know you. Yeah, we do. You do one in July.
And January, first weekend.
Just the J's. Just the J's.
Oh, dear.
Every 6 months, pop me nose in, pop me head into a club.
Say
do a
hello
bit.
to everyone.
leave.
I mean, I worked together last. It was about 6 weeks ago. wasn't it?
Barnsley.
Barnsley, good gig,
It was all right, wasn't it?
very good gig.
It was. Yeah, they were a bit chatty a bit, but they were nice, weren't
Not
they?
my bit.
There's levels to it, innit, Jamie? Do you know what I mean? There's levels to
You
it.
smashed it.
Yeah, no, I did, but that's what I mean. Levels that could have gone way
It's
higher.
one of them gigs that they when you see in the break and they're putting trays of shots.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They
They
call
were
it
all
Baby
right, though,
Guinness.
weren't they? They just
Yeah.
Baby girl.
yeah. No, that was
The
all right.
Baby Guinness, is it?
Yeah.
That what they call it, yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as you see them in the break following a round of drinks,
Yeah.
then you see the Baby Guinness, you think, oh, this is good. But they were sound.
My last death, they were doing a hot wing challenge in the break.
Hot wing challenge.
Hot, yeah. So you
How hot?
eat the hottest.
How hot?
Yeah. You could eat the most and had to finish a certain amount by a certain time, and then you could eat the hottest ones as well. And it's like fucking this gig's
I can eat a hot wing, chicken wing me.
Yeah.
Do like a hot chicken wing me, like
I
proper
potentially
like them.
Oh, I fucking hell.
That's just a minute you close a bit when you're in that Indian. Bring out your hottest chili. Watch this.
I
See ya,
potentially
mate.
had the toughest gig of my life and was saved with seconds to go. Like, I mean, it would have been in fact, I don't even think the mic would have got switched on.
When was this?
It was for Everton.
Right.
It was the last game of the season.
Oh God.
Bearing in mind, I am on the mic, aren't I?
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
lounges. And we needed to win to stay up versus Crystal Palace.
Oh, last year, something.
And at half time, we're getting beat 2-0. And I'm like, to my mate going, we can't say nothing. We get filled in. If we say anything with this mic,
Filled in.
like, they're angry.
They'd expect you to go on stage after they got relegated.
It wouldn't.
I
have
don't
happened.
think
No.
so. No.
It would have just opened
People
the
had
doors
to
and
got
let
off,
people.
wouldn't it?
And
It'd
then,
be like when the Queen died. All everything has to
Everything got
end.
cancelled.
but then within 45 minutes, Everton scored 3.
And it's a
And
celebration.
then I'm like, give me the mic. It's like karaoke time now, innit?
Like Leonardo
I
DiCaprio in
need
Wolf
that
of Wall
mic.
Street.
Oh.
I ain't going. We're not going.
That's exactly what it was
I
like.
reckon one of the worst gigs I had. Have you ever done these African gigs? Have you ever ended up on them gigs?
Is this the one you did with J-Dog?
No.
I've done a
seen
That was an
advertised.
Indian restaurant one as well. That one. But
I've
there's
done a black
African
night, but
gigs
I've not done an
where
African.
they bring like Nigerian acts over,
Right.
and then
no.
they have the token white guy. I was literally on the bill as white comedian, not even my name.
Che
white
Burnley
comedian.
runs one like an Edinburgh, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Token
how'd it go?
white.
And I did. You go on and you're in the middle.
Where
of
are you on?
people
Just
who
in
are
the middle?
just anywhere.
Yeah.
You get there. They say get there for 7, and you get on about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
Just to
honestly.
disrespect
They
your
don't
time.
start.
Yeah.
They don't start
Reparations.
till 9:30, 10 o'clock, and you've been there from 7, and you're like,
The food.
no, I didn't get any food. No, right?
Jamie's like, any chance
You're
you're
literally on, and they might have a
What's this
rapper on
African
before
circuit
you.
you're talking about?
Like people doing rap or something, and some old
Yeah.
fella having a little sing song before you, and then the people doing.
I saw a photo of you that gig. There's a photo, isn't
There is a photo of
Yeah.
me. Because what I did was I went on and they're all talking and everything, and I'm trying to do something, and it's just terrible. And then I'd gone on after 3 people had done rap before me. So I know one rap song. So I thought, I just went, I can rap too, you know. And they all just went. And I just banged out this rap.
Yeah,
What
but
rap-
needed
what
to
was
be
it?
your own rap.
Gangster's Paradise.
Oh,
Right.
I would have done
So-
World in Motion.
So, but yeah,
Something by
I
Will
get
Smith. There's no swearing in them.
I
ones.
get some terrible gigs, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's because you say yes to them all.
You won a Hot Water Comedian of the Year, didn't
I
you?
did
one
win
time?
Hot Water
Did you?
Comedian
He
of the
brought
Year,
half the
yeah.
audience with him, but he did
What
win
year?
it.
Didn't
bring
No,
half
I think
the
Davey
audience
Ash.
with
Did Davey Ash? Was
What
he in the
year?
final with you then?
No, he wasn't in the. I don't know.
2014, I reckon it was.
It was
it?
Something around then,
might
yeah.
Was
he in a venue then, or was it when
we were in
Holiday Inn?
Holiday Inn, yeah.
Right.
Probably in the Holiday Inn.
I had my
It was
best.
before they went big.
Go on,
I had my best meal ever.
you should. Is Apollo's fucking master chef in it?
I'll tell you this.
You should be doing
I seen
TikToks
on
of your
Master
meals.
Chef
I
Jamie
was booked
Sutherland.
to do hot water when it was in the Holiday Inn.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this fella phoned up and went, I've lost my act for Friday's dinner. And I went, right. He says, I said, where is it? He went, it's in Liverpool. I went, where in Liverpool? I says, I'm at Hot Water.
Yeah.
He went, oh, it's only at the Holiday Inn. I've sold loads of tickets. I went, they're in the other function room at the Holiday Inn.
Fuck off.
So I got there, right? I had my soup, right, at the top table with Matt Letizia. There's a photo of me and Matt Letizia in the big room.
Were they in the big massive one?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Full. So I've had my soup and all that. And I went, I'll just have to go next door. I said, I'm on in the comedy club. I said, I'll be back for keep me like my mains there and let them take it on dessert. So I went. So I went there, went in the hot water room, did 20 minutes, came back, had my dinner. I got a double in the same building.
Got a double before
dinner.
dessert. A double before dessert.
And me
Fucking
dinner.
hell.
Yeah. I wonder why they never put on 2 gigs in that Holiday Inn. I think they could have done that.
Because it was a big room.
Yeah, they either had the function room, the big room, or the little rooms, didn't they?
They did New Year's Eve once in
I
that
was
big
in the
room.
little room.
You were in the room that as you come up the street, you go, yeah, that's the room you. I remember seeing you in that.
Yeah, they did the New Year's Eve in that big room once. I remember doing that.
That was when
Yeah,
I
I've done a
dreams.
big room a few times. Like.
That was one of your dreams to
That
win.
was when I had dreams.
Right, yeah.
And ambitions.
Did you have ambition in this game?
No, not really.
You only done it because you only done it to prove a point, didn't you?
I only got into doing comedy
Because
because
someone said
that
the game's finished.
no, someone had said preaching's lost is finished. No
Yeah.
one listens to one person with
yeah.
one microphone.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that's a load of nonsense because I've just been to see comedians and they're like, it's really good.
Yeah.
So I said, it's what you say when you've got the microphone in
Yeah.
your hand. That's the problem. So I got sent on a comedy course by learning to train to be a minister.
Well,
at
like
the
Sam
church.
Avery at the Royal Course.
Yeah, Sam Avery and
Yeah.
Bren Riley.
Right.
He did it.
Sam.
Do you
Up
speak
in
to
the,
Robin much anymore?
I haven't seen him for ages now. Up in the tower. What is it? The Radio City Tower
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was
yeah.
at the time.
Oh, that's good.
So that's why I ended up doing. I had no ambition of doing anything, and I wasn't even going to do another gig after that first one with all your mates come,
Yeah.
you know. But I ended up. I think Robin booked something for us to go to.
J
And
Dog
said you're coming with me, and it was Bar Humbug in Southport. Have you ever done?
no.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like it's littler than this.
Died on my ass there a few times.
It's littler than this, innit? It's
Yeah.
tiny, and yeah.
Tell you what, though, your mates soon tail off, don't they, once you've done 1 or 2 gigs?
Yeah.
They've never been on.
Or you end up with that. There's always that actor who brings his wife or girlfriend, and then after about 12 gigs, she's packed in.
Yeah.
Why are you looking all sheepish there?
No, I've never
Was
had
you
anyone
that?
come to my gigs.
I'm thinking of a story. There's an act whose husband drives into gigs, and they were on a gig once, and they went to Sam Allan.
Well,
Just like Sam Allan looked at him and just went, and he like Sam Allan, they were dying on their arse, and the husband just looked at Sam Allan and went, "It's not my fucking fault, is it?"
That's my favourite. It's one of my favourite stories of Beat the Frog. It's the Sam Allan story of this husband that had to drive his missus to all these shows around the UK, and she kept dying on her arse. And he was like a wreck at the end of it, and he's sitting in the Frog and Bucket just shaking. And then she goes on stage, and he's like, he's like, because he knows she's gonna go and die. Yeah, and then she gets gonged off, and then he just gives Sam a death stare, and Sam's like, "It's not my fault," like it's almost his fault that she. I just love the idea of being the spouse of somebody or the partner of somebody, and being in that position because it must be dreadful, mustn't
You
it?
need
To
your own
see?
headspace in your car, don't you,
Yeah.
when you're going somewhere?
But it must be dreadful to see the person that you love or the person that you choose to be with be rejected by everyone. Going, oh God, I can't even stand you for 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? I can't even stand you for 5 minutes.
You got that wrong. They've quit you after 2.5. The cards have gone up in hatred.
Yeah, yeah.
So they've gone 2.5.
But if she's going to do a
2.5 was free.
if she's going to do a 10 somewhere and just die, and you're going, oh God, I can't.
Because you know it's coming.
You're
What you
you're
talk about
shit
in the
at this.
car afterwards?
Oh.
That must be the most awkward
Must have to lie,
conversation.
mustn't you?
Yeah.
I just reckon you have to make it turn you on. You have to get turned on by the fact that your
have to turn it
partner's
into a
shit and stuff.
fetish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, oh, you were shit tonight, weren't you? And get stuck in that one.
I remember getting home when I first started. One of the first sort of dinner type. It wasn't a dinner. It was just like a presentation night, and I was on first, and it wasn't far from my house. So I was like, I was made up for the money, you know, like brilliant. Like,
What was the dinner like?
there was no food. I think that was the bad vibe. Really.
This is about 15 years ago before he broke into the feeding circuit.
I got on, and then a joke just fell flat, but I realised I hadn't done the setup. I hadn't done the start.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I knew
I've done that
at
before.
3 quarters in, I thought, I can't start again.
Right.
I'm just gonna have to hope they know the joke.
Right.
I had to,
What a hope that is.
and I did the punchline.
I hope they know the joke. If they do, then it's shit in it. There's no hope there.
The punchline, and I knew I had to deliver this punchline to nothing,
Yeah.
and it threw
I
me.
love that. I love that when it happens.
And it just like I was that new. Everything in me just stopped.
Right.
And I couldn't get me, and I just went, oh, you're gonna have a better night without me.
Yeah.
I went, so anyway, I went to Phil, I'm gonna get off. What do you want to do about the money? And he, more or less, I don't know what I was on. He went,
Am I going to get paid or not?
You didn't do what I asked you to do, did you? Like time wise.
How long were you down for?
Say half an hour.
And what did you do?
About 15.
Right.
And he went, I'll just give you your pet some money and I won't phone the agent. And I went, give us 50 quid, then I'll go. So don't phone that agent though.
Right.
Because it was an agent that booked and had a few little events. And I remember getting home and Vicky going, how'd you get on? How'd you get on? Like dead enthusiastic. She went, you're home earlier than I thought. I went, yeah, they got me on straight away. I didn't have the heart to say they sacked me off.
You should have sat in the car somewhere for us.
Sat in a car.
Amateur hour, that. Get home early.
No, he likes being alone now. He's not like us. He's not trying to avoid getting off.
Sitting in a Mackey's car park for 3 hours.
No. In the olden days at social clubs, they would close the curtains on you.
What if you were bad, like?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if
That's great. Love that.
they just go, get him off, right? And they'd signal to the guy who's doing the sound or something, like the concert secretary or the club chairman or something, go, get him off. Right? And they wouldn't run on stage and get you. They just use the lever and they just turn it, you know, clink, 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 clink. And you'd be there.
It's like the equivalent of like in the film where you got to grab your hat.
You just see it going like that.
Like getting ready for your own funeral.
I think that's great. I
remember Les Gibson telling me how most of them don't have proper working curtains anymore.
Right.
But Les Gibson, remember, said, he says that it's the worst feeling in the world because you're dying, they know you're dying.
Yeah.
And it's the curtain closing.
You can hear it.
And the audience can see it thinking, thank God this is over. And you've still got to stand there like a slow motion farewell.
Just stop.
Why would you stand there? Just go walk behind the curtain.
Just go, all right, this is going nowhere. I can see them coming in.
Yeah.
I've done it with a gong show where I've had 2 cards and I just looked at the 3rd card and went, just fucking put it up.
Yeah.
Just fucking put me up. I'm not going to do it anymore. Them 2 hate me. Just fucking put it up, will you?
Would you not have just gone?
What?
Just gone.
I don't know why I didn't just do it, because now, if there was like
Just
an
leaving.
experience, walk off. But at the time, I was like, you know, in a gong show and 2 cards are going up, and I know it's not really going that well, but it wasn't going terrible either. It wasn't really
The
going
panic,
well.
with the panic when
and
you
the thing
see
is,
that
though,
first card. You're
the thing
done.
is, though, I'm not
You're
even.
done.
I wasn't even looking at any of the room. I was just looking at it. I was like, why am I doing
But when
this?
they've been nice as well, and that first one goes, you, oh God, and then you flounder, the second one comes, and you just, like, there's someone needs to step in and wave it off.
A white towel. I took a towel in.
Why are you letting him take this extra bit of damage? Just wave it off.
Towel comes out, you're covered in blood.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's the worst thing ever. And there's somebody who's on my Instagram feed who's dead nice, and I see them like they must be going 2 or 3 years and still going to like gong shows and all that. You thinking,
After
why?
2 or 3 years.
Yeah, you think if you're still doing that now, just stop.
After you think 3 years is the end of the gong.
Not everyone dies for 18 months like you did, though.
What do you mean 3? If you're not like
3 years is your timeline.
less than 2 for a gong
You
show.
think if you're now at the gong shows by 2 years, you think
Well, you're
knock it
wasting
on the
your time
head.
because you get nothing out of a gong show. Gong shows for other people's entertainment. It's the audience entertainment.
I didn't mind gong. I always wrote my best material after gong shows because if ever like
The
so
fear
they got
lights the
gonged
fire.
off like 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Open mic.
Yeah,
No,
but I
it's
think
different. Dining open mic. Being a
there's
gong show is
something-
it's just failing, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're just
It's
getting
just-
that.
it's just- You're
no,
a
but it's
victim.
also if you're down to do 10 minutes.
I've only done 2 gong shows.
If you're down to do 10 and it's like this is going nowhere after 4, why are we bothering to get to the 10? The gong show cuts it all short. It's the best thing.
Yeah, but it's
for new-
well, in that using that theory, then if gong shows were that much of like an academy for comedy, by the time 2 or 3 years comes, everyone that comes out of it should be bulletproof.
No, because then you leave them once you get not bulletproof. Once you get a good 5, you fuck off then. So I stopped doing gongs once I started winning them.
It doesn't take you 3 years to get 5
No,
minutes.
about a year. Well, basically, you develop an act. You develop
5 minutes.
Well, it takes you
3 years.
It takes you a year to get 10 gigs.
It can.
Nah, you do
It
not.
does. It does. You don't know anyone. You don't know who books anything. No one knows who you are. They're giving the other spots to other people. It took me a year to get 10 gigs.
Do you know, I
had 10 gigs in 2 weeks.
He's got a diary. He can tell you how many.
I had 10 gigs in a year.
In my first year,
I done like 10 gigs in the first 2 weeks.
My first year, I wrote a letter to every promoter. I sent them all a fax. Said, this is... No, I didn't. Yeah.
How many gigs did you do in your first year then?
I was full-time after 18 months.
What made you get into it? Comedy in the first place?
Desperation, to be like.
Because banking's on its ass.
Desperation.
I did it all in the last episode. It was just accidental. Accidental.
Yeah.
But I knew that if
Basically, Jamie was
couldn't
too
make-
tight to pay for an MC. So he used to MC his own night. And
That's
then,
it.
like celebrants, people went, we don't like talking, come and talk for us at our night. And that was what it was.
And you can be full-time quick if you sell your soul and do certain types of gigs.
Yeah. If you go on the after dinners.
I don't know. I think 3 years is fine to be gonging it out still.
No.
Is this because you were doing gongs for 3 years? You couldn't have been doing
I could tell you when I was
gongs.
doing last in me. Could we bother going through it? I could tell you when I last did me last gong.
To
Try
record.
and find
Well,
it.
how many years have you been
I
going?
need to go for a piss
No,
anyway.
but how many years have you been going now?
Since 2014.
Right, so that's...
When do you reckon your last gong was?
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah, but I've known you. You've not been doing... No, we don't need to go back if you don't want to.
I want to go back. I love going back to see my fucking misery. Right, so from 2014 to like...
You know, if you were Scrooge, what's Christmas Carol Scrooge, and you got the ghost of past, you know, when he told you all the shit things that happened,
past.
you just want to stay with him. You wouldn't want to see any of the hope or the future. Just go, show me the shit things again.
What are you counting?
Right, okay. First year from July 14 to July 15 was 25 gigs.
Yeah, I was more than
Right.
10.
And some of them weren't gigs. Some of these were
Some of
me
them were
just...
in Indian restaurants.
Some of them, I turned up as some fucking rough boozers in Sowie at an open mic night, thinking an open mic night was comedy, everything open mic.
Yeah.
So some of them weren't even gigs. So that was.
Did you not talk to anyone when you went to gigs?
No.
I went to one gig, spoke to all the other acts, asked them what they were doing, and went to all them.
I went to a Sunday. I did a gig at Hot Water. Went to the Sunday again, and then I was going to pay Blair £3 to get in until Smig went, "Oh, you've been an actor, aren't you? You don't have to pay to go in."
Oh, you thought that was the best thing ever?
Well, no, not really. I was like, sound, but
Not really.
Miserable.
yeah.
Nice one for that.
You have that thing though, don't you? Well, I did. You know, when you turn up at a club and you know when you're brand new,
Yeah.
and you're embarrassed to say, "I'm one of the acts."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case, because you're that new. There's audience members also trying to check in or get the tickets, and you die, and they go,
And
"He's
they
not."
think you're
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you think you're going to die because they didn't like the way you went. I'm one of the acts as you walk past them. Yeah. Sometimes I won't walk past people on stage because I think they're going to go, who's that come walking past? And then not like me on stage because he bumped in the queue him. Like, I didn't bump in the queue. I'm not queue. I don't have to queue.
Well, my last gong obviously was the last dance when I got
That doesn't
gonged
count.
off, right? It could be, looking here, it could be the Beat the Frog World Series final in November 16.
So 2 years you were doing it,
2 years, yeah.
and that wasn't
And that's a final.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
And where did you
does it?
come, Si?
I won the panel prize, mate, because you know, real knows real.
There's a panel prize.
The industry recognised you.
Yeah, they
It wasn't a panel prize when I
He
done it.
should have won, but these idiots voted for that guy to win because they still have to go with the audience vote, don't they? So the audience vote choose the winner.
So
and then
you
the
were
panel
doing
prize.
weekends for the Frog and Bucket straight after that if they give you the
What's the
prize.
fuck doing weekends for that?
That should be the prize.
It should be the prize, yeah.
Yeah. So 2016. So
yeah,
2
2
years.
years then. There you go, mate.
yeah.
So stop giving him
So
shit.
you were saying
That's what
3.
he said too.
Hang on, I reckon I did do a gong show.
You just trying to squeeze it. You know, you just did it to show you how good you
Yeah.
were. You probably turned up as the guest act, former winner. Please welcome back
Doing
last
a
year's
7.
panel
Yeah.
prize winner.
No, I didn't. I did. Go
All
on,
right.
carry on talking.
Give it up now.
I know, I was interested.
You got him reading back to his depths.
Go on,
Have
Rob.
I won Hot Water and then didn't get another gig off them. They
Really?
voted for me as well. They
Is that the
voted for
is
me.
that the last gig you did?
Wasn't
for
an
Hot
audience
Water?
participation thing. They voted for me.
Did they?
Yeah, it wasn't the audience.
Oh, yeah, they
vote.
do that
It was
one.
their- It was
They-
their-
yeah, they
their-
do, yeah.
They voted for me, and then I didn't get another gig.
Wow.
Is that
Harry Stakini was in the final with
He
you,
was,
wasn't
yeah.
Who else was
he's
in it?
good now, isn't he? He's really good.
Yeah, Harry's
It's been good
marching on.
now.
Oh, well, he might have been good then. I'm not saying he wasn't good then,
Yes.
but he's really
well, he
good.
wasn't as good as you then,
I've
was he?
seen him. I've
You
seen
won,
him
mate.
recently, and he was really
won.
funny.
Who,
I didn't see
who
it.
else was in that?
I don't know. I can't remember. I literally can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember my own name.
Did you ever do
sometimes.
any competitions? Because you entered it a different way, so.
Yeah, I did 2007 probably. 2007 maybe. Beat the Frog World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the final. Nowhere in the
Who
final.
beat you?
That would have been the year of Vince Atta, Andy
Atta won it,
Watson.
did he?
I think Andy Watson won.
Beat the Frog World Series?
Yeah. At that time, Andy Watson
He was
was
on
smashing
fire, yeah.
everything up in terms of the open mic circuit.
Yeah.
Like less than 7-8 minutes, he was untouchable.
I love it when people talk about it like footy players. I love talking about comedy. When like sport, you're like,
That 5 minutes, yeah, was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't get near him.
But then none of them.
He's having a worldie.
So I couldn't.
Can't get near him. He'll do 7, over 10. Fucking watch this now.
He's like a sub. Gotta take him off after 10.
Yeah, well, see, that's the good point, isn't it? They had the fast engine for the first 6-7 minutes.
That's all it was.
I was like the Gareth Barry.
Yeah.
I'll
last
do
a
the
full-
long game.
full
Jamie,
half hour.
keep the half hour ticking along,
do
yeah.
the full.
Pass,
Stick
pass,
Jamie
pass,
to do the
pass.
20 opening and stick that 10 on him. He won't touch him there. You need Jamie to guard them. You got to do the Makalele. I love it.
Like the defensive
Yeah.
midfielder.
But the idea, you're untouchable over 8.
Dies on his arse for that last 10, though. That last 10.
That last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What other references could you do? I just think it's so funny. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah, there was loads. There was at that time though. There were the same as me starting off. Then there was like Sam Avery.
Sam Avery's.
What's up with Sam Avery?
Well, just that, you got like your Van Dijks, your Lampards, your Gerrard,
your Averys.
you got your Averys, your Ferries, you got these guys.
They never knew who to play me in the middle of
Solid.
me or Sam Avery.
Any room.
We were good on the bill, but we could never play together.
Gerard Lampard.
Two Scouse lads of a similar age, can't put them two on the same lineup.
Yeah.
You have to get someone creative in the middle with them.
Yeah.
With the two workhorses.
So where's the new Jamie Sutherland then nowadays?
Exactly.
That's why he's got so many gigs. That's why he's wearing the suits and gigs.
We'll have celebrants at comedians' dinners.
You want a quick funeral? Get the 8-minute lad. Jamie trying to make this funeral last.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so funny.
What so you were getting paid though as you were entering the circuit though, weren't you? Because you were already paid. You were getting paid in the event stuff. Right, I'm not going to call them dinners because they weren't dinners at first, were they?
No.
Doing more events. So you're getting paid there and then coming to the circuit and doing free stuff as well.
Just the idea you couldn't get near him over 8.
You're still laughing at that. The David Fairclough of comedy. Super sub. Bring him on for 8.
It's gone.
You couldn't get near him.
Yeah, I was doing both circuits.
Yeah, sounds.
Started off, yeah. Which was good.
But was it not something you going, why am I going and doing that for free? If I'm getting paid
No,
to do
because
stuff?
I knew I had
You knew you were robbing a living.
I just knew. I preferred the comedy circuit
Yeah.
because the dinner circuit's quite lonely because you're just on your own.
Yeah.
And, but whereas the comedy circuit, it's just like being in a band, in it, but you're just splitting the money 4 ways at the end of the night. But you have a better laugh because you're not in front of the audience all night on a top table like a wedding sort of thing, which at a dinner you are. By the time you've gone on the dinner and you've had a good laugh, all that part of it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But all the bit before, and it's a lot of waiting before you go on.
That's why I wouldn't fancy that.
But then you get used to it. But then when you do a comedy club, you realise how easy it is. Because it's just like us sat here, and then you go, right, it was a good start now.
Yeah.
You're on next and all that. And so that part of it. And I just like the comedy circuit. And as well for material. If you just did the dinners, you just end up going with the same stuff all the time. Whereas because you're doing comedy clubs.
Do you reckon it'd kill you inside to just do dinners after a while? Like, because creatively sort of thing.
You'd be dead behind the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I see it with acts who've only ever done dinners, and they just like press and play in their head. They're not even. Sam Avery described it well. They're not even comedians anymore. Some of them.
Yeah.
They're just comedy actors because they just got a script.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you could. But
I like that as well. Here's the thing: is I think the testament of how good an act is if you can do the exact same 20 with everything the same night after night after night. That is a great comedian. Like, people think you'll be able to riff and go off.
Yeah.
If you can stick to that 20 or 30 and people can get the second what word you're going to say at 19 minutes and 36 seconds, that is a skill. If you can go up there and you can get at 8 minutes 40, he is going to sigh and do this. That. And you go, I respect that, man.
Right.
He has got this down to a fine art. He's not loose. He's tight.
Those acts exist.
Yeah, but they...
Yeah, and they're great. They're great. It's
but they must be
look at that.
They're James Milner.
Yeah. They're the solid.
Yeah, but they're not enjoying it, are they? That's like turn up to work sort of thing.
But somebody said...
production line.
Somebody said Tom Taylor's doing a gig in Leicester, and he does this line where he says, I'm testing the waters or whatever. Yeah. And then the showrunner who was there the night before said, that was amazing to watch that. And he was like, why? He said, because it was exactly the same as last night. And he didn't know, because he thought it was like riffed.
Right.
And the guy who was running the show was like, oh, that was amazing. Because the first time he saw it, he thought that's just all ad-libbed and off the cuff.
That's why sometimes I don't believe acts who cry at Edinburgh. Because you're not crying at the same... You're crying at the same time, moment.
Every night.
Yeah, that's the whole... Yeah, I imagine, but that's just mental, isn't it?
I couldn't... But
does acts do that?
Acts were doing it,
Oh, yeah. Oh, God,
they cry at the exact
same point every night,
Yeah.
So, I've never done it. I've only
I
ever
couldn't...
done once.
There's a lot of tricks that people... There's comedians, who old school comedians, like, not none with them, brilliant acts, but they'll do like little mind tricks on the audience. Like they'll go in between gags, going, "Come on, we're having a laugh, aren't we? Hey, it's all about the laughing in it," and it's like subliminally going like, "Well,
letting them know you've had a good time."
But then is faking to cry? At what point would you go? If you were to say, "I've got depression," and you're not depressed, that's considered you can't do that. If you said, I've got this wrong with me, and you hadn't, you'd be like, you can't do that. So if you said, I've got this wrong with me, and then they went, no, he hasn't.
Yeah.
He's just made that up for his show. That's not right. You could call them out on that. Whereas if you cry, is the line still okay for that? Or would you go, you faked crying there, you rat? You can't fake cry.
Well, they're getting to an emotional part of the show, which is probably about a family member.
But it stops being emotional after a while.
But if I go, I've got cancer, and then
look, like no one, it's 1 hour 20 in, no one's asked about Alan's cancer anymore.
I know.
But first 5 minutes, we're all gutted.
If they all found out I didn't, and I said, for this show, it worked better if I had cancer. And then they go, you fucking rat. You can't do that.
But surely, as an artist, you should be able to do that, though. You should be able to go.
That's what I mean.
I am, as an artist, I know if I do this, if I say
you want. When's the truth matter with comedy?
I reckon there is something that they will, if they found
matters
out.
For me, Alan.
Authenticity matters, doesn't it? Yeah. But truth, you're generally playing on what everyone thinks.
But wasn't there a comic who lied in America who lied about his dad dying in 9/11? He told a story about his dad dying in 9/11, and then people were up in arms about it.
Because he's never died.
Because he didn't.
That's like stolen valor, though, innit? That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then if he's just...
But we all make things up for a joke.
It helps my narrative as a human being, as a stand-up, to have had a dad who died in 9/11.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to make that up.
So when do you think it's acceptable to, or when's it too much to lie about?
Well, who knows? So where's the line?
In one of my biggest bits, or one of my biggest clips, like the Nan story, I talk about my cousin mixing drugs with teething powder in front of me Nan. But the true event was, my cousin that just didn't have a job, she was living with me Nan, and she 15 grand in cash she had on her, crumpled up notes, and she's unfolding them in front of me Nan while my Nan's watching the telly. And it come from a true thing, and I just thought, well, I can't convey having loads of cash in front of her as being funny, but if I talk about the mixing drugs up in front of her, that's funnier. I changed that to that. What point is it too much?
Well, where's the line of embellishment? Where can we go before we go? That's enough.
Funeral bit, which is I tell it as one funeral, but most of them things did actually happen, but they were in different funerals.
But over 10.
Yeah. So I did get the name wrong in one funeral, like literally guessed it because I forgot what the name was, which was a bad idea, wasn't it? Yeah. But that didn't all happen in that one funeral.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Yeah. But I make it into one event, so that I'm lying, aren't I?
Have you ever had a boring cunt, like someone who's just done nothing with their life, and you got to do the funeral? You got to go. I need to make some stuff up here to make this.
I had one where this. I don't know whether I should even say it really, beyond. Don't clip this bit.
Yeah, we won't.
But I had one where it was like I went and her dad had died.
Yeah.
But her dad, she didn't live with her dad because her dad, when her mum got murdered, right? Her ma got murdered. Dad started getting prostitutes in, and she was young, so he just shipped her off to Strawberry Fields.
Yeah.
Right. So she said, I didn't know much about me dad because, to be honest, I'll say what she said. He was a bit of a twat, right? And I went, well, we can't really say that, can we? And so I said, we must have liked some stuff. She said, I don't know. So there was hardly anything to say. But then I got told his brother's coming. He wants to say something. And this is no word of a lie again. Gets there. You've got half an hour to fill, right? And I can't say much about the time because I don't know nothing. She knows nothing. He liked music. Didn't even know what type of music, you know. And then he literally... I said, but his brother's here. He's got up and he wants to say something about him. And I said, so he comes up. He literally walked up. He got to the front. He tapped the lid of the coffin twice, went, good luck, and sat back down again. I couldn't believe it.
That was your little break.
I thought, give me something, mate. I've got nothing here. I'm dying. Nothing. That was the worst one I've ever had, where there's just nothing to say, really. So you have to... In them cases, you fill it with prayers and readings and stuff. You know, you just you pull out your albums, anything.
Smash loads. He liked music, did he? Well, we'll do 8 hymns.
For the album here.
I couldn't even pick the songs. What the songs they wanted for him because they didn't know what he liked. And they found him.
Couldn't he go through his house and just pick some CDs?
He found him dead in a chair, and he'd been there that long that he'd gone into the chair.
Oh God!
Right, but I goes round and his ex-wife, not his ex-wife, she must be in the widow. Yeah. Right? She's there. And I literally go to visit this couple to find out about the funeral. And I turn up.
How do you end up getting that funeral?
That was just off a funeral director rings you up. Sometimes they ask for me because I'm on the church, on the estate. Yeah. This was on the estate. And they literally... So I turns up at this house and this woman sat there in her pyjamas. And she's like oldish. And she's sitting on a bin bag, right? No words of a lie. She's sitting on a bin bag, and they come in and they say, sit down. So I sit next to her, and she's sitting on this bin bag, and she doesn't look right, you know what I mean? Yeah. And next minute they went, you dirty bitch, you've pissed yourself again. Get out. And they threw her in the garden, right? This is the nan or the ma, the dad's ex-missus. They threw her in the garden. They picked this bin bag up, walked past the toilet, which was the downstairs bog, and poured it in the kitchen sink, right? God. And then said to me, would you like a cup of tea? I went, no, you're all right. I'll give it a miss.
What was that?
Oh, it was
a terrible funeral.
A really bad one, yeah, where they had nothing to say about him. You know?
Can you knock back funerals?
Yeah, you can if you want.
It's not like like a solicitor. If you're a solicitor or a barrister, you're not allowed to knock back work.
No, you don't have to say them,
you can just go, nah.
Yeah.
What do you find out about like so
before you all yours from
so yours will either be from church, so be someone you know from church.
No, not necessarily. Sometimes.
No, but that's what I mean. That's what, not all of them. What I'm saying, that's how you get them. I imagine it'll be people from church want to do church, and then just be like, what the odd funeral director might call you up and go, you're the local
IMDb.
Yeah. No, the local funeral directors get to know you a bit.
Yeah.
And, after the Britain's Got Talent, someone wanted to book me after that.
You got busy after Britain's Got Talent.
Only one.
The work's going to come in, they said.
I got one more funeral than gigs, let's put it that way. But they lived in our street, and they didn't know I lived there, do you know what I mean? That was a bit weird, but her husband had seen me and then died, and they wanted me to do his funeral.
Right.
So they rang someone up. They'd seen me doing a gig, and they rang, and they said, do you know a comedian that's a vicar? He does come, and they went, yeah, we know him, They said, we want him. So you get that, and then because the funeral directors are sometimes desperate for anyone, they ring you, They have their own people that they book all the time. You know,
Right.
they're
No,
regulars.
that's sick. It works.
I was gonna say,
No, that works on everything, doesn't it? People
Yeah.
get booked all the time for certain
Yeah.
places. But it's the same in the funeral business.
Is it very similar, would you say?
Yeah, it's very similar. Yeah, they have their favourites that they pick all the time. You know what I mean?
The closers.
When they can't get them,
So are you a
you go
middle
down the
act?
pecking
Are you
order.
a middle act on the?
I reckon I might be an opener.
Opener, an opener, right,
spot.
okay.
I might be an
He's a
open
strong
spot.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get to do them type of funerals. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who's dead over the age of 70, you're untouchable.
They're often just in crematoriums, but the church ones are often in church and crematorium.
Right.
You don't get paid any extra for them.
So for
I
the
think
one-
it's charged, so I don't
They're
get
the
paid
Christmas
any.
gigs.
Yeah.
They're the Christmas
longer
gigs.
ones,
So the ones in Crem, are you basically just a glorified celebrant at that point?
Yeah, most of the time. Sometimes I'm a minister of a church there as well.
Yeah.
It depends what they want. If they want you
Yeah.
to be. Because they'll say to you, we don't want any religious stuff. And you say, okay. So you plan it without religion, and they say to you, are you going to pray? And I say, well, you said you didn't want any religion. Oh, yeah, but you've got to say a prayer.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So you get that a lot where they say, we don't want a religious funeral. But what they mean is, we don't want hymns.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they mean, really, normally. Anyway. Get on some nap here.
And now my second question. I had 2 questions. My first one was Jamie's dinners. My second one was, you know the way your regulars in a pub, you got your locals,
Yeah.
and then Christmas comes along, and all the one year drinkers come out, and you fucking hate them for taking up the time at the bar and getting in the way and not knowing what they want to drink. Do you have that at church? Do you have all your regulars in church come every Sunday, and then the once a year Christmas giggers, the Christmas drinkers come for the Christmas mass,
Midnight
yeah.
mass.
get in the way, don't know how to take the at the offering.
Had a few scoops at the boozer before they turned up.
My mum says it's packed, because my mum goes to church.
Yeah.
She says it's packed at midnight. She's so much so she stopped going up.
Yeah,
Right, we
I
don't
bet
do
you
the
see
midnight
fumes
stuff.
at the Christmas, all the ones that go once a
Because
year.
she said it's just not nice.
Midnight mass.
We used to do the midnight one on Christmas Eve. That was
Yeah.
the one, but
It's a heavy
stopped
gig, that
We
like
stopped that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
rammed.
Right. So
Two Christmas.
Standing only at
Carol
the back.
services get more visitors in, but we're almost trying to get visitors in, so it's different for us.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, then we're the pub. I guess pubs
Yeah, but you have
trying
all-
to get
yeah, but-
visitors in, aren't they?
Not so much you, but you have the regulars just fucking throwing snide eye.
Well,
like,
when they sit in
You
their
coming here
seats,
once a
probably.
year,
Do you
yeah.
know what I mean? When they sit in their seats, probably, and things like that. That's where I normally sit.
Yeah.
It's probably the same as a pub, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
It's probably it's people, innit?
Midnight
So we
mass
do-
is good.
We do get that sort
What do you
of
mean
bit.
good?
It's good, isn't it? It's good vibe. Midnight mass. Christmas Eve,
I've
midnight
always
mass.
enjoyed
Get home,
it.
have a little
I've-
present afterwards.
Go to mass half cut because you
Yeah.
keep your grandma happy.
Have a present on Christmas
when you
Eve.
get home.
Yeah, you get home, yeah. Like, I'd rather go to midnight
Nativity
mass
services,
than
you get
the
them as
day.
well.
You do nativity service?
Sometimes we do, yeah. The best one we ever did was we decided we'd have a live donkey one year
Wow.
to take
Never
Ma-
work with
to
animals.
take
One
Mary
rule is
round-
showbiz, innit?
Take Mary round the church, and our church
How old
isn't
was
like
Mary?
it's not like a proper posh
78.
Ours is like an old at the 60s type building.
Yeah.
It's not a proper sandstone thing, and we couldn't get a donkey. So we ended up with a horse.
Oh
right?
no, this is
But
good.
the donkeys were fully booked.
We just couldn't get
Sounds
a
like
donkey, so
Phoenix
we got a
Nights.
Yeah,
we got
it
a
does,
horse.
doesn't it?
We got a horse. It was like Phoenix Nights. We got a horse from the local Shiloh horse sanctuary,
Yeah.
right? You know where it is, yeah. And
Did you get a Shire horse, like a little one, or just?
it was a big horse, like for the room, like
Big
and
swinging
it's
dick in
shocking.
church.
It's shocking.
Yeah, nothing could go
And
wrong
I'm
here, could
thinking,
it?
this horse is getting nervous. It's going to kick
Mounts the
someone.
altar.
It's going to kick someone. Anyway, they started walking round on the journey to Jerusalem or Bethlehem and all this sort of stuff. They start marching it round, and it done 3 massive dumps right down the aisle. And the fella came up and just picked them up with his hands and carried them out.
God.
We were going
Well,
for
you put it on your
buckets and
plants,
stuff.
wouldn't you?
Just
We were
straw,
going for
innit?
buckets and that, and he just went for it with his hands.
Yeah, it's only proper. Give him a good
Stunk.
wash after.
It's only straw.
Do you like
innit?
the smell of manure?
Well, there's a gig.
Some people love it, don't they? Like farmers.
There's a
type.
gig.
Skipton,
Go on.
which is Skipton Auction Mart.
Ah.
Have you ever seen
You
it?
know all these mad gigs,
No,
don't you?
it's
Some-
actually on the
in the
circuit.
States.
Smell of it, don't
Yeah.
It's
you?
actually on the circuit for like touring comedians.
Yeah.
You know, like a comedian wants to do like 500 to 1,000 seats at that
Right.
level.
Yeah.
And so it's this sort of, I have heard of it. And I turned up and I went, gee, it stinks in here. And it just smells of like cows and all that. And,
Yeah.
and the fella went, well, yeah. He said, what did you expect? He said, this is what we use it for in the day. But because it's the perfect round shape
Right, okay, yeah.
for selling, because the way the cattle comes in, and then the fella who's on the stage can see everyone.
Yeah.
But it's also the perfect shape for comedy.
Right.
But it just stinks. But everyone round there
Loves the smell.
just knows the smell. There's somebody, they're nose blind to it.
Blind.
They just walk in and go, yeah, but that's Skips and Ocean Mat tonight. Who's on? And I saw loads of big names like tours coming up. We were just doing a private event there. It was like mad.
I get why you might like that smell though. It's not that bad. If you get used to it, if you just go for it, go get a big whiff of it in, you go, right, I'm sound now with that smell. When you're on the motorway and it hits you and you go, fucking hell, or something like that. Like, I think, but that smell, I can
get it from the farms by you, though. You get it.
No, I don't really get that smell.
You do in Hightown.
Maybe in Hightown, but
I did farmers' dinners. There's one 2 weeks ago. Best dinners ever.
Farmers?
Oh, yeah, best.
Cunts, mate, aren't they?
No. Honestly, you just... What you know what a farmer's dinner is, they'll bring the meat. One of them will bring the meat for the kids.
Freshly shot.
Home early.
And you're always home early. It always finishes by 10.
They like to go shooting at midnight, though.
They're all up working, aren't they?
They like to go shooting at midnight, farmers.
Do they?
Yeah. My mate used to do it.
Good dinners. Always
he'd leave the pub at 11 and he'd drive, and we'd all fume because he leaves just before we wanted to go somewhere else, and he wouldn't give anyone a lift. So he'd leave at like 10:30 because he had to go shooting with his dad. They just go around just fucking shooting whatever. And he just kills foxes with shovels.
Nice.
Twat, shoot a fox, struggle, and then fucking crack it. Get a photo with it all. That's farmers, mate. Savages.
Pay the bills.
Savages.
They like a laugh and they're owned by 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy days.
Gleason's not a fan of them, is he?
No. That's
Young farmers.
Have you ever done that one? They have the Young Farmers Award every year in Blackpool.
Oh, where all of them go to Blackpool.
All of them go to Blackpool, and they turn into
horror.
Apparently,
yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, but you'd do the old farmers.
Just the regular farmers, I do.
Just the regulars.
The Nick Pages.
not the young'uns. Young'uns are no good for me.
Needs them broken in first.
Yeah. Need a smell of divorce in the room before I start.
Divorce rate high in farmers?
No, but just for my act to work. I need that feel of help us out.
Been through the mill.
Yeah. We beside you.
No
Jamie,
hope left.
We know you've been through this same path.
Nothing's worked out.
Yeah.
It's all gone wrong. I like that kind of crowd as well.
Collective spirit of that.
What's the worst group you've ever gigged for?
Teachers.
Oh, yeah.
Teachers?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
what, in normal comedy clubs or private functions?
I agree.
I meant private function, not in comedy clubs.
No, in comedy clubs, but then I actually ended up doing a teachers' event, and the woman beforehand was like, "Oh, right, did you do this type of event before?" And I said, "Yeah, sound. I do loads of these. Don't worry about it. It's everything's good and all that." And then she went, "Have you done just teachers before?" I said, "Yeah, I've done teachers before." I said, I said they can be tough gigs, teachers. Says, because they're used to them being the ones talking.
Yeah.
Says, so you can't control them because they're the ones that lay down the rules and all that. I says, so that's how it works. And she went, "Oh, right, okay." I said, "But it'd be sound." She introduces me. She went, "He's just been telling me, Jay, on the mic, he's just been telling me that he finds teachers the most difficult audiences. But let's hope not so tonight. He's normally his worst type of crowd." Here he is, Jamie. And they literally had a nightmare.
I agree. I think teachers are the worst.
Yeah.
In comedy clubs they are, but that's what I mean.
They can't
as a
cope
private.
with you telling them to shut up.
They also wanted to perform, and that's where they got into teaching because it gives them a captive audience.
The amount of comics who used to be teachers is annoying.
They go, "I wanted to be famous, but I didn't know how to be famous, so now I'll just get a captive audience of these." And that's what they want.
7-year-olds.
Yeah.
Those who can't teach.
Those who can't,
I mean, that's not exclusively teachers. That is for everything, But yeah, I think there's something in them that is a performer.
And probably jealousy as well.
Of what when they see a comic?
That there's somebody with the same skills as them, as in talking and presenting.
Yeah.
Actually holding a room.
People want to see them.
Want to be there.
And also,
and smashing
when they give assemblies to parents, easiest crowd ever. When you go to the school and the head teacher there gets a laugh for anything. Anything.
You can tell he's bitter.
Sitting there
in the school all going, fucking couldn't get away with that,
well,
me.
We'll try and keep it brief because we want to get home for 5 and watch whatever, and then fuck off. Fuck off. What are you laughing at that for? Unbelievable.
It is funny how people will laugh at somebody.
Turn up at these, because it's so easy. Anything. Easy laughs for these people. They get there, and any shred of humanity from them is a joke. It's funny.
I followed a fella the other week who had to do 20 minutes on achieving net zero
What
in the industry, in steel industry.
Carbon, emissions.
Right.
So it was all proper, like, and he was trying to
Nerds.
get a few jokes. There was about 300-400 people, like, proper nice. But he went, I've got to go on before you. I went, you doing any jokes? He went, talking about net zero. And I went, what, 10 o'clock? And he went, yeah. I went, go on then, happy days. But I thought, I need to see how he does with this crowd.
Right.
Again, they were giving him simple laughs, and I thought, wait till I get on with a belly full of... When I get on here with a belly full of cheesecake, I'm slaughtering this room.
Yeah.
I had someone rob a joke the other day. I was like, I don't think he realised how offended a comedian gets. So I had to go to the Royal Court. I had to go to the studio to pick something up. I'd basically...
Best men as well. They get an easy ride. And the dad. The dad's always getting an easy ride.
Getting easy ride, yeah.
The dad does.
Yeah.
Go on, tell us about your joke theft.
So, basically, I was picking up a coffin, little wooden coffin that had been made, because I was teaching a comedy course.
Seeing a best man die. Beautiful, that, isn't it? And you see a dad and the best man die one after the other. Thinking, someone needs to fucking step in here, wave this off. Go on.
You're going to give him a minute.
Sorry, hang on, it's usually the other way around here, Alan. I just had to get that in whilst it was still fresh. Seeing a death with a best man and a...
Rob, I need to know if somebody got filled in.
No, well, he was almost. What happened? I went to pick up... So, basically, I was doing a comedy course. I was learning difficulties. They was all about dealing with death. So we've done a whole course, we've done a whole show about death. They'd made a wooden coffin. I'd taken the coffin to the show for them, and they asked me would to bring it back. I left at the theatre, kept forgetting to take it back, and then the theatre called me going, can you get rid of this? So I turned up to go and get it, and there's a fella on the door. You'll know him because you do the World Course a lot. Absolute wanker. Just a wanker. I didn't even want to be there. I'm not getting paid.
Are you trying to put shows on in there?
Possibly. Yeah. I'm not getting paid to come and collect this coffin. I'm doing it as a favour to this charity that I'd said to bring it back for them. And I've been moaned at to come and pick it up because I've left it there for weeks trying to avoid it. And I get there, and I go, I'm just going down to get a prop. And he goes, just shakes his head. Doesn't even look at me. Doesn't even speak to me, just shakes his head. I went, what are you shaking your head at? What are you shaking your head at? And he goes, well, I don't know yet. I'm like, fuck it then. You go and get it. You bring it up and then you take it back because I'm not asked. I'm sick of this. And he goes, oh no, I'll have to come with you. I'll have to come with you and do it. And I went, all right, then Sam, come with me. So he comes with me, follows me 2 foot the whole way. I'll go downstairs into the studio, into the green room, pick up this wooden coffin. Now, it's not dead heavy, but it's heavy enough. So I'm carrying it, and he goes, what's that? Who's that for? So I make a joke going, you in a minute, if you fucking carry on. And he sort of giggles and then just goes, is it heavy? And I'm like, what the fuck do you think? I'm like, I've got to carry it on my shoulder, stomach it up. So I get through double door. He just asks, is it heavy? He doesn't go, do you want a hand? He just goes, is it heavy? So he goes, I'll be all right. Get through double doors. Someone from one of the officers upstairs walks past, sees the coffin, he goes, oh, coffin? What's that for? And him standing behind me goes, you don't carry on, if you carry on. Messes the joke up. Me joke that I've just fucking said to him. And I'm sitting there fuming, carrying this coffin upstairs on my own going, you cheeky little twat.
Put some respect on that man's name.
You cheeky little cunt, robbing me fucking jokes. Everything you treated me like an arsehole. That didn't bother me. The fact you robbed me fucking joke. That man's now laughing. And I'm sitting there going, I'd have told that properly, and I'd have got a bigger laugh, you fucking wanker.
I've had that where you've thought of it and you've not bothered to say it because it's like, I can't be arsed, and someone says it and you go, I fucking...
Compare goes on.
Yeah. Well, not even at a gig, just in general chat, and you've gone, I had the same thing, and then he said it and it's got a big laugh, and I thought, I'm better than that, I'll say that. And then you've gone, I should have just said it.
There was this fella, a former sports person who used to be on the circuit, not now. I pretty much clocked on to what he's doing when we were having the dinner. He'd go, met with him a few times, he'd go, any lookalikes? So basically, if you was doing like a sportsman's dinner, in your first 60 seconds, 2 minutes, you've got to sort of just go bang, 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 just get a bit of authority in the room, and you go, look at you, not horrible, but just playful, messing around and all that, dead obvious stuff. And I went, oh yeah, it's that over there, And then he stands up to do his talk, and he goes bang, 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 like he shoots up. I thought he's just done it. And then the next time like that, I worked with him, and he went, he must have forgot because he's working with a different comic every night. And he went, any lookalikes? And I went, not a one. And he went, not one. I went, I went, no. And he went, there must be a couple. I went, not that I can think of.
Yeah.
And I got up like that. He sat down, he'd had a nightmare. I'm like, bang, 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 bang.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
What a bastard.
No, I think that I would enjoy doing that.
But
Yeah,
we
of course.
once did a
The
night
fact that he
in,
stole it off you.
once did a night in Crosby, I think it was. For remember Mickey Finn, the old Scouse comic, like the legend.
Well,
and,
I knew Mickey.
and then there was a fundraiser
I remember
at the end of his days.
He almost made me not want to do comedy because he done a gig in a pub in my local pub, and he done the gig. Like I at this point I knew I wanted to do comedy, but I hadn't got into it or anything like that. So it was all dead glamorous to me, like a rock star, like these comedians. And there was going to be a comedian on the pub, and I was dead excited to see it, thinking he was going to come in just like lights on him and all that. He stood on a stool, did 40 minutes, stood on a stool, ripping everyone, then got off, and I was like, oh no, it's not glamorous at all, is it?
No.
What am I trying to get into?
Then? He was a little ciggy. And he died. We were doing this fundraiser because we were in hospital.
In Neverton, Lady Walshingham it was.
And I did that. Yeah. And so he died, but his family said, no, so like say he died on a Friday and it was approaching on the Monday. His family said, no, it's sold out. Like, just let the show carry on. He would have wanted that. And I think the money was going to go to the charity that Ward, whoever, helped him. But because, like, there was a lot of old school traditional comics, there was 18 acts on the bill, by the way.
What?
Wow.
18 doing 7 minutes each.
I remember I was going to offer me services to that because it was round the corner from my house. And then I saw he was on the bill and went,
who did it then? Do you know any of them who did it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, Chris Cairns done it, Jamie's done it. And then loads of like old ones.
Avery, was he not about then? Or?
Avery didn't do it.
No.
But there was, so all these acts were on. But because of like going back to the 70s and 80s, there would have been a lot of stock jokes that they all used. And you had to draw lots just to see when you were going on. It's like match of the day, innit? Whoever's getting on first is kicking everyone's opening line. They're all watching, going, he knows I open with that. He knows I open with that. He's done that. They're like, and it was absolutely brilliant because it was like, I think somebody went on and must have done like 10 opening lines of every comic in the wings. Just going, I know, I've just got to look great and all that. And then me,
so
Chris,
they had to, wouldn't they just go from like the newest one we're going at the end because he's more alternative?
Everyone had excuses. I've got a gig me in West Derby tonight, like on a Monday.
Right.
So the easiest way was to just draw lots, do your bit.
Who went on last?
I can't think who went on last, to be honest.
So funny that
it was a good night.
Bad spot that.
All wanting to get on first, so no one stepped
on
the
bingo in that place. That was terrible.
It was finished for 11. No, it was finished for 11.
Ideal.
No break.
I think there was a couple of breaks, but
18.
Everyone stuck to the time.
Everyone stuck to the time.
Yeah, they were told under no circumstances overrun because you'd get mobbed, wouldn't you? Les Gibson was on, so he didn't mind going on later. Because he's an impressionist. Anyway, so there's a few acts that weren't bothered.
Well, imagine like you, Chris, and that.
We didn't even have to look in the room. We just do our own thing.
That's what I mean. So I said,
was there 18 acts then in the green room as well, like in a separate room?
It was like a massive bar next door.
Right, what was that like?
Snug bar.
18 acts of all different.
So did the others have to watch the others then? They had to, but you didn't though. And Cairns
just
and that
go in and out and just
because you were just doing originals like stuff.
Unless they were going to do stories.
So the older ones were all sitting there fucking like chewing their nails, going, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, what's he going to open me? What's he going to open me?
So are they right on their hand? Because that's quite a brain. If you can remember, if you're going on 8th after 7 comics who've all done an hour and a half's worth of jokes.
You know if somebody's just done a joke and it's in your set as an old club comic.
Yeah, but then you've got to replace that, haven't you?
Yeah, but they'll have a lot of material.
Yeah, but loads of them do like hours and everyone's doing 7 minutes.
They've had to do an hour.
Still think that's quite a Rolodex of jokes to keep a hold of.
If you're the 10th one to go on, that's an hour's worth of jokes.
That's what I mean.
Gone, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like I wonder how did they have hours of material?
They're not all doing the same acts going round the clubs.
No, I know, but
still an hour they've listened to.
They do a lot of similar.
If somebody's doing an hour, they're probably half an hour is probably I'd say probably more than 50% is probably stuff that they don't all do. There's probably a wide amount of jokes. If you've got them all to write the jokes down, it's probably an incredible amount of
original
and
stuff.
They're brilliant at it, by the way. Honestly,
oh yeah,
I don't.
That's the thing. They were so good at doing it.
They're good at telling jokes. That's what we were all brought up on. If you watch comedy in pubs, the ability to tell a joke and then watch somebody who can't tell a joke. Somebody can do. If you can see somebody tell a joke, and then see a comedian doing it, and bring the roof down in the pub, even if you know what's...
There's a fella in our pub, you know, my local, and he is just an encyclopedia of jokes. Just to give him a subject, he'll tell you a joke on it. But like, and everyone loves him. Everyone thinks he's hilarious, and everyone thinks I'm a miserable bitter cunt because I'm just like, yeah. Every time he tells a joke, because it's like, you've butchered that joke.
Yeah,
I'm just there going, you've butchered that. I've seen professionals do, like, not even me, because I couldn't tell like an old style joke like that, but I've seen old style acts do it, and I think, like, everyone's like, isn't it great? I'm like,
I've seen it.
No, because that joke
I think there is
butchered.
something funny about when you deliver a joke, going, does this one. Fella goes into
like when you see Saul
and you're already smirking at the build up of it. Yeah. So you're already going, you're going like this, goes, fella goes into a bar, and then you know that guy who tells a joke like that, and you're like, oh, this is already making me smile.
Yeah, because it's nostalgic. And it's good,
warm,
and there's a way of doing it. I was with Tommy Cannon on Saturday.
Who?
Cannon and Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, aye.
And Bobby's sons, and they sort of still, they were on about it all and how competitive it was. And
yeah, I'd love to see like a proper documentary on how that circuit was, sort of thing. But they weren't ever really together, really, unless they were fighting for telly, sort of thing.
Very rarely,
because they're all separate, like you say. Because
all comedy clubs,
like the after dinner sort of thing. The comedians just did 60 minutes in a different function.
Yeah, so they just crossed paths or watched each other and recorded it on tape. I've been at a dinner in Cumbria and watched the compere crouch down whilst I stood up with my mic. I went, what are you doing? And he was literally clicking play and record on an old cassette recorder. That's how old his equipment was. Yeah. He was on a cassette going to record what I was about to do. And I got the tape recorder out of his bag and went, you are joking. But then I've also, quite often at dinners, there'll be people who are doing speeches like best man, all that. You'll quite often see someone grabbing a pen and writing it down. But I saw the best line ever at a dinner was what I was just there having a dinner watching. This very much dinner heavy, this content. But it's because it's like, because you're the James
from
Milner.
Banking to dinners. That's
but I watched this
because you're the James Milner. It's our way of getting insight into it.
I watched this comic do his stuff, and then he went to this fella, are you writing this down? And this fella was banged to write. You know what I mean? He had a pen and a piece of paper. And he went, yeah. And he just went, we all know the words to Elvis.
Right.
And I thought, he's right, isn't he?
Well,
no, as in, you can write it down, but you can't.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's people who can write it down and then go, I'll do that better than him.
No.
Almost any actor. Any actor can go, I'll have that and tell this way better than them. We go through the misery of making it work, and the actor will go, I'll polish this with all, because I love being here. I love being here. I've just got no substance to say anything. And then they get the bit they need to say. And
I've watched the dinner comic, clearly gone, right, I'll use that joke. I've heard it, I'll use it. No worries. Yeah. And you're thinking, mate, but that joke doesn't suit you.
Yeah, right? I suppose.
And then I've watched an act go on, talk about his wife, his ex-wife, and online dating.
And he doesn't look old enough to.
And you're thinking, mate, in 30, I know we're telling jokes, but there's got to be a touch of reality. In 35 minutes, you're married, you're divorced, and you're single on Tinder.
So you still need to have a bit of a narrative, do you? As you've one of these.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Everyone's thinking, hold on, you were married 2 minutes ago.
Right.
Is there a fraternity with ministers?
Yeah, but they surely don't think you're telling that about your wife. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but there's still got to be a touch of reality to keep the thread going.
It does have to be reality in it, doesn't it? That's
or
what I was trying to say before.
What you got to do is not jar the audience. If you got the audience going, hold on, then the jarred then. So you've lost your momentum, haven't you?
Put it this way. I tell a joke. I put it this way. This is how much audience listen. I do this story about Bradley being... First of all, I'll tell people I've been married for 12 years, right?
Yeah.
And then 15 minutes, when I do the Warner Hotels...
Yeah.
There's no dinner on them.
That's shocking.
They're good, just straight cabaret with a band.
Right.
But beautiful.
Cheesecake.
But about 15 to 20 minutes in, I'll talk about Bradley and I'll say, he's 14. I'll guarantee you, every night, someone goes, whoa, you said at the start you've only been married for 12, but now your son's 14.
Yeah, your narrative's different.
Yeah, but we've been together for 20, and they go, and I go, was anyone else thinking that? And they'll go, yeah.
Yeah, but yours isn't as like as
no, but I'm not old.
No, but somebody's thinking this isn't true because he's
nobody's listening to you doing like them old style jokes. Going, this is definitely true about him and his wife.
No, but there still needs to be a theme behind them all.
They still think it's got to be believable, hasn't it?
But the joke doesn't work.
Yeah. If they don't actually think it's believable,
you've got to visualize
unless you're doing a really mad character.
How are you only just learning this?
It's got to be believable.
No, yeah.
This is why you
I
end up
used
in
to
the
get up
gong
and
for
say,
3
I'm a
years.
minister of a church, and the room goes quiet. And what I know is they don't believe me.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't believe me. They're like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
So
And
you
it
have to
takes
convince
me
them.
like a few gags to get them back on my side because they think, no, he's lying. And when I first started, I didn't know how to get over that. Because I had to introduce it, because otherwise I'd just start randomly talking about Vickers, and that'd be weird.
Just do a Britain's Got Talent and put you in a dog collar straight away.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
Now, after in me other suits, I have my Tesco badge in my inside pocket, because when I tell a Tesco
They don't
story,
believe you.
people think I've just made it up. And I go, I kept my badge and it's got my name on the year I was there. Because I found people were coming up afterwards going, did you really work for Tesco? And thinking, well, if you're thinking that, loads of others must be thinking that.
Biggest question I used to get after the gig was, are you really a minister of the church, or is that just an act? So that was the problem.
That's what happens when you write authentic stuff, Simon.
I don't know. I just think if you're up there telling going father-in-law jokes and mother-in-law jokes, it doesn't matter whether that's about your mother-in-law or not.
I think it does. I think it needs to believe
the narrative needs to work.
You can't just get up and do
Just
those jokes
the
anymore.
Well, I could just
Unless
listen
it's
to a
about your
mother-in-law
family.
joke and be like, anyone could tell me that joke, and I'd be like, oh right, yeah.
No, but you've got to be the right age.
Yeah,
as well.
but you're
21.
You're in a room watching a
the
show.
If I was watching a 20-year-old talk about the fact he's
like-
been married for 20 years, and he was just, I'd be like, oh, he's not, but he's telling a joke.
No,
Right.
you've gone then.
Yeah,
No, not if you're in a room in a
switch
show.
off.
In a room watching a show. Like I had to drop bits about my dad because I was like, I'm 35. I can't be doing bits about daddy issues now. Like,
If you watch this show back or listen to this event back, you could be doing doubles in a couple of weeks.
On a
Because
Wednesday.
I think what's happened here tonight is it's just clicked in your brain, and you're good, but you could be amazing.
I said at the very start of this, Jamie, I should be
famous.
fucking huge.
And now we've worked out why.
Yeah, why
you
you're
just
not.
you just said jokes after
a
really
beautiful mind.
because you go on stage going,
Sit there writing on a window about fucking stepdad jokes and all this shit. What were you going to say about the fraternity?
doesn't matter. Just let's finish it.
Is it
now.
about lines, about hack lines, about sort of like...
No, I just wanted to know if there's like a fraternity within ministers. The way we see each other in the green room, we're all on one circuit. We'll meet up and all stuff
Yeah,
like
you meet
that.
occasionally.
They're the
at
same
things.
thing I asked with John Charles when he was here. Do artists ever see each other?
Oh, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? It's like I always wonder about that's one of the wonderful things
like
about
that
our
episode.
industry. Cheers. That's one of the wonderful things
Cheers,
about our
yeah.
industry is that
I shot
you
on
can
that
not
one.
gig with someone for 3 or 4
You
years
bump into them.
and be in a green room 3 or 4 times with
on
them
the
and
spot,
stuff.
yeah.
So we all just see each other repeatedly or every now and again, and it's dead nice. And I wonder about on other industries. Do you ever see anyone like artists are just alone? Do you ever actually meet other artists? Do you ever actually meet other ministers?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, basically, we meet quite frequently. To be
Right.
honest, yeah. They have events on for your denomination and that, don't they? Like
Right.
you go to, and
We never work together, do you?
you only go to them to see them people. You don't go to like listen
Right.
to whatever it is because
Yeah.
it's often boring.
We ever meet up and have like a workshop about what you could say?
Yeah, would you ever
always
ask?
swap
Would you ever ask?
stories, don't
Yeah.
you? You
Yeah.
know,
We go, yeah, I'll say this at the next funeral and see what happens.
open with this.
yeah.
Would you ever ask like stuff like what's working in your church?
Yeah, they always do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Everyone always tells you how big the church is. You know,
Right.
my dick's bigger than yours,
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
I
you get
love
all that all the time. Yeah,
Right.
You do. Yeah, it's people in it.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. I
Quality.
would say.
Right, call it. Alan,
On
what
that
are you
note. What am I doing?
What are you promoting? Wednesday night at
It's
Finnegan.
Wednesday night at Finnegan's. Yeah, that's all
That
I'm
it.
doing
That's
nowadays.
it.
Yeah,
God.
I'm dead lazy.
Yeah, turn to faith.
Yeah,
Go Wednesday night at Finnegan's if you don't want
it's
to
on
do
a
that.
Wednesday at 8:00
On Facebook. It's live. You can get it in
It's
everywhere.
live.
And it's next live on Facebook. Yeah.
YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, live. That's the difference. I
Alan hasn't got a
suppose.
fucking clue where it is.
No, it's a secret location.
You just turn
yeah.
up. No,
Yeah, secret
I mean you haven't got a clue where to find it or anything. You just
No, it's on Facebook, and it's on Facebook and YouTube.
Right.
I see it
live.
on Facebook.
And then the clips are on the other
And it's live.
stuff and
I love
that. Yeah.
that.
great.
Wednesday
And then-
nights, yeah.
Jimbo, The show.
Got his own show.
You ever get Jimbo'd?
Finding Funnies is our podcast. Got my own show. It's on Hot Water's website next July.
Finding Funnies.
July.
Podcasts.
Anyway, you get your podcast.
Social media, just Finding Funnies.
Finding Funnies, yeah.
Right.
So you can get that.
Your one-man show
is in July. Hot Water is...
Tickets at Hot Water.
Tickets via Hot Water. Reasonably priced as well, I think, given my age.
Did you choose a price?
I think it's...
Any concessions?
It's a tenner.
Yeah.
I think
we done a tenner for our lives.
Pretty sure it's a tenner. It's not. Yeah. I think that's the going rate for the Wednesday night. And then next event, food related, is lunch with Jan Mulby on Friday. What would Jan Mulby do?
My one after dinner speaker was with Jan Mulby.
Yeah,
my one ever after gig. Yeah, he was great. I was nervous as fuck. He was like, "I'll be sound, lad. Don't worry about it."
Us, isn't he?
Yeah, I was only doing I was literally comparing. It was me, Bill Woollands, and Jan Mulby. Bill was doing the act. I was just having to compare. It was the worst gig. Well, it wasn't the worst gig of my life, but I hated every minute of it. Just hated every minute of it.
Oh, you would have been.
Didn't Freddie Quinn have to do a gig where Phil Thompson said, "Can I go on first?"
Yeah.
So the main event's gone, and then
that's the
I've got to record Sky tomorrow, so can I get off?
That's the
problem.
No
one wants to listen
they
to.
Do have to go first.
I thought the whole point was the idea that you get the comedian on.
If it's a sportsman's dinner, speaker first, comedian second. If it's an evening with,
right,
like you've sold it like for the big deal, like in town where they fill a theatre with
right.
Dalglish recently, then you can't follow them because a sportsman's dinner is something that people's going to go to every year, irrespective of they're not going for the name. They're going for the event and they know the running order.
Yeah.
But
no, I think it was an evening with Phil Thompson. He said to the promoter, he was meant to go on last, and he said, "Do you mind if I just go first? Because I've got a film with Sky tomorrow." And Freddie had to go follow him, and they all just got up and fucked off.
There was a Liverpool player, I'll tell you this because I know you finished, who said, "Listen, I know I'm just going to nip off when you're on. I'm just going to nip away. I've got to be somewhere."
Yeah.
And I went, "Yeah, sounds okay, no problem." Thinking it looks bad.
Yeah.
If somebody leaves an empty space on the top table, we'd be
right,
if the guest speaker can't wait to watch you know what I mean? And I could see them going, and I went, "Are you getting off?" Like that, and he just went, and he waved back to me. The room's all looking at him. I went, "Don't worry." I said, "When you used to come on, I used to get off."
Hey. What, like start wanking and that? Sorry. Sorry, I got the wrong end of the stick.
Then. Why did you ruin his show?
Got the wrong end of the stick then.
Wholesome show.
Sorry. What did you say about your son-in-law?
My son-in-law's he's a mad Evertonian, and we were in Formby Hall, and Phil Thompson was at the bar, and there was people getting autographs, and he stood next to him trying to order a drink. Phil Thompson turned around and went, "Do you want me autographs as well, lads?" He went, "No, I effing hate you, like."
Poor old Phil Thompson. It's happened to us all. We've got to shake the hand of him. Someone day, I'm going to shake your hand.
You made that funny.
The end of a gig. Cheers, mate. Oh, right, there you go. Oh, fucking hell.
I did that with David James when I was 10.
Oh, it's horrible, that.
Robbie Fowler and David James come into the pub. It was the Stanley, it was called then. It's called something different now, by Anfield. And I was just obsessed with Robbie Fowler. I ran in, "Can you sign me shirt? Can you sign me shirt?" And Robbie, he signs it, and he gives the pen to David James. David James is just like there with the pen, waiting for me to ask him. I was like, "Nice one." Walked off.
I did that to David Hay. Yeah. I was with Carl Frock.
Yeah.
And he was dead nice, and we're in this room, and David Hay was an hour late.
Yeah.
And we're in London, and he only lived round the corner. And there were spare black gloves.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, can I have one of them for Bradley?" And if you get it to someone, then they don't mind because you're not selling it. You sign that for me, lad. And David Hay was here at this point. And so Carl Frock signed it, they had the Cobra and whatever.
Yeah.
And David Hay just took the glove. And so he's got the glove, and I put me on it, and I went, "You're all right, mate."
I think it's fine for them to assume, though, innit?
No, because I've not even had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
I know, but they must get badgered so much.
Well, don't badger me, mate.
So you've never gone to shake you've seen an audience member coming up to you thinking they're going to come and say good gig, and then you've gone with your hand to sort of thinking they're going to shake your hand or something?
I've been there when someone's suggested a picture, and I've said, "Yeah, no problem." They've handed me the phone, and then the mate stood there.
Yeah, there is times like
and
that.
You get to take the picture of them with the other acts.
Yeah. Stood next to the "Have a word, lads. Can we get a photo?" I'll just get up the way. Go fuck yourselves. Right. Thank you very much.
Nice
Ta-ra.